Thank you, Dub. Appreciate ya. Why is that song so short? It's so good. I even sped up the timer. Screw it. Let's go. All right. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hold on, I need to adjust my microphone. It's in the way of the yoke. Give me a second. Yes. All right, I don't think we'll hit it now. What is going on, everybody? Good to see you. Welcome to another live stream. I cannot get enough of this Queen of the Skies. And yes, we are streaming at a very off time that I normally stream, so I welcome you, everyone who's tuning in tonight. Thank you for tuning in and being here with me, sharing a little bit of your, Wednesday evening with me. We're going to be operating the Queen 747-8F one more time. We're going down to LAX night landing. I figured this will be a good last practice leg in the 747 landing in LAX, because coming up soon, I'm not sure which day yet, but we are going to be doing the ultimate long haul of long hauls, 15 hours in this beautiful airplane, and we will be landing in Los Angeles. So this is a good a dress rehearsal, if you will. We are in the lovely wow, good thing I didn't just end the stream with that hotkey. All right, we are in the lovely Polar Air Cargo, looking absolutely fire. I hope you guys are ready to enjoy some more 747 views. We started the stream a little bit early. I wanted to catch the sunset, and I wanted to take off out of here before the rain ended. So we are Portland International Jetport, heading down to Los Angeles International. We're going to have Sim Update 14. We're going to look at the sky colors. We're going to see if we have any noticeable changes. I can tell you right away, I did see some differences in the sky already, so I'll be able to point those out to you, and I think it's going to be an absolutely fun one. Plane pictures. This is the working title 74-8F. Bosco, good to see you. Max Ranks in the house. Hakan Tom. Good to see you, my friend. Bosco's here. Randy, 8 months. Appreciate the support. Can't get enough of these awesome streams. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Zippy Zapple, the green dot himself. Go ahead and release that Malaysia 370 video for me, will you? And guys, if you like the wing flex that you're going to see today, I have a wing flex tweak that I've added courtesy of Zippy Zapple, the fake green dot himself. It's absolutely awesome. I think you guys are going to love it. Oh, no, Internet. Come on, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. Internet's having a little conniption right now. Come on, Internet, don't do that. Don't do that. Stabilize yourselves. Stabilize yourselves. Okay, hopefully that was just a little... All right, let's get this thing fired up. My mic volume seems low. Again? No, should be good. I mean, why does it look low like that? I can see that it's not... testing, testing. There we go. That might be better. That might be better. Benny, 36 months of support. Appreciate you. I got my bourbon on that flight. Benny, thank you for the support, man. Appreciate the support. It's going to be a good one. Bourbon all the way down to LAX. Thank you for tuning in, Benny. Appreciate you. David Isaac getting the stream kicked off. 10 more memberships to the channel. Team Green, welcome everybody who's not a member and joined Team Green. Welcome to V1 Nation. Glad to have you on board this evening. Make sure you say thank you to David Isaac. Very kind of him. He was about to leave the house and go do real world things. And looks like he's going to be hanging out with us for a little bit. So appreciate you, David. Very kind of you, my friend. I'm going to go ahead and pause the alert box for a little bit. Hopefully I don't miss anything important for now. But David Isaac, appreciate you. And let's go ahead and fire the 747 up. Right, man, the internet is doing this little fluctuation thing. We're okay at stabilizing, but hopefully this is just a little intermittent hiccup here. So let's get the airplane fired up and we'll go from there. We'll get the battery on. We're going to go right into external power. That looks good. Standby into auto. I'm going to get the ADIRS in the aligned nav position. They're going to take a little minute. I'm going to go ahead and turn on all of the floodlights in here right now just so we can see what we're doing. And then we're going to get the cargo loading ASAP because we need to be airborne with plenty of time to watch the sunset down the coastline here. So that all looks good. Everything looks pretty normal for right now. And we'll go ahead and hit the external lights. Chaos, the man who never sleeps, is in the chat. Chaos, good to see you, my friend. Welcome. Glad to have you on board. All right, let's go ahead and begin the GSX boarding process.
This parking is too small for your aircraft.
Request boarding
request. Do you want to board crew?
Loading. Nope, well, crew is already on board. Here we go. All right, that's good. Let's come down here, get into our MCDU. Pause initialization, GPS pause right there. Route request is what we're going to do. We're going to load it up. Should be ready to go via sim brief on that sim tonight. Internet, stop doing this. Stop doing this, internet. I just watched another drop. It's like something interrupting it. Don't do this to me tonight, internet. Don't do this to me tonight. Now, I almost feel like sometimes it's maybe everyone's watching Netflix or something at night. I don't know. We'll see here. If this gets bad, we'll have to kill it. That's going to be absolutely awful because I just drank an entire cappuccino ready to go. So, and what we'll do is we're going to give it the maximum test. So I'm gonna try to ride it out until we get ready to taxi. And if it's still doing this intermittent drop on me, what I'll do is I'll kill OBS, restart OBS. It might restart the stream. This will actually be a good test for me because what I'm trying to do is to restart OBS with enough time to relink into the same stream so it doesn't start a new stream. I want to see if I have it set up properly because I think that will be valuable for our super long haul as well. So it might be a good practice run there. If the internet keeps giving us issues, we'll reset everything, try to do a relaunch and see if that cleans it up. And then if it's still dropping, then I don't know what we're going to do. Sim update 14, more stutter with DirectX 12. Uh-oh, I haven't had that issue. Hopefully, knock on wood. All right, departures. Winds are out of the west, the last I checked here, right, in Portland. So let's go METAR from PDX. Oh, winds are calm. So we're going to take the close runway. We're coming to central ramp. We're going to take 10 right for departure in that case. So 10 right is what we're going to do. We're on the Cascade 2, and our transition is Chisholm. So let's go ahead and load the Chisholm transition, which is not in here. Why don't I see DSD, Cascade 2. Okay, execute. Route, let's take a look here. Cascade 2. Oh, there it is. Chisholm, direct. Judah, everything looks good there. Jaga, Burgle, Ironman 2 into LAX. So let's go back to the departure arrival index, and we're going arrivals. We need to land 2-5 left for cargo on the Ironman 2 arrival, and we're coming off of, what What transition did I say? Burgle transition. So Burgle is in the box. Who is dropping more gifted subs? Who's that? Mickey G. Mr. Mickey G, the 707 driver himself. Mickey G, appreciate the support, man. Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Guys, shout out Mickey G. Make sure you pick up a membership from him. Tell him thank you. He's a 707 driver, military aviator. Thank you for your service, sir. Appreciate the support here on the channel, my friend. Hope life is good. All right, that looks good. Our route is pretty much set up right there. So, yeah, we can go back to our index. That actually, let's go back to the init ref route perf init. That's going to leave us here. So before we finish this up, let's go to settings. Now let's see what we have from OFP. Request sent, standby. What's it going to do to our CG? Completed. 5.4 add a ballast. So I wonder if it'll allow me to add ballast. I don't think it will. Okay, so what we need to do here, we'll go back to the settings menu, weight and balance. We're going to bring this puppy back. Center of gravity. We got to, actually, we got to move you forward, right? Or I guess technically this would be moving it aft. Let's move it to the, let's make it like a 12%. And I want to see now if I close that. What do I do? I think I did that and I hit this. Let's see if this actually, yeah, look at that. So if you move the CG and then click add ballast, we're ready to go now. So that is perfect. Our weight and balance is set up. That looks good. The only thing we need to do now is finish our perf data, which is I'm going to wait until we're completely finished up loading. We'll put 370 here in the cost index box, and then we'll just leave the page right here. Now we'll clear the caution. Let's fire up the APU. We'll take a listen outside. We're 67% on the loading. Another 7.4 over there, a little zippy zapple. Let's take a look at the smoke this morning, or evening, I should say. Steve, fingers crossed. It looks like it's stabilized for now. Fingers crossed. Taylor, good evening. Welcome. PDX is using 2.8s in real life. All right, well, we've got no ATC on and winds are calm, so we should be fine. Latest and greatest out of PDX has West Flow. Yeah, but I don't want to taxi all the way over there. We got a sunset to watch. Zippy, yes, I was going to ask you if I missed it. Did we have smoke on the APU? I missed it. Did we have smoke this evening? I was not paying attention. Did we have smoke or not? I missed it. I was not looking. Zippy, I was going to ask if you want me to share it. If you do, which it appears you do, I will pin it. I'll pin the message. So if y'all want to see the Wingflex edit that I did in the CFG, I will pin the message in the FS 2020 section of the Discord at the conclusion of this stream. Oh, we did see smoke? All right, well, damn it, I missed it. All right, here we go. APU is on a line. Let's go ahead and just transfer over right now. Gens are on. Now, I remembered, I was watching, you know what's funny is I went back to an old 744 video, PMDG, PMDG and FSX, and I was watching. On the 400, we went aux, but I can't even move this to aux. So, well, I guess we'll just go auto for right now. But I think on the 400, I remember we'd like aux on 1 and 4 or something like that for push. I don't know. I was getting so amped up for. We'll turn on the bleeds here as well. We'll turn on 1 and 2 on the bleeds. I was getting so amped up for 747 stuff. I started going down the YouTube rabbit hole of PMDG 744 videos, and when I looked at them, I realized why I am in Microsoft Flight Sim, because memories are not, they don't, what I remember in my mind of what it looking like, yeah, you can definitely tell it's an outdated sim now, FSX for sure. Even P3D, I watched some P3D videos. I watched one P3D video, this guy had like all kinds of mods and shaders, and it looked decent, but still nothing like, can't even come close. The Aviator, I did not pick up the I did not pick up the PC-12 yet, but it is something that is definitely on my radar, and I'm 99% sure I'm going to pick it up. I'm just on the heavy week itch. You know, maybe we should do, I know XP72 is streaming tonight. We should do an after dark stream, take a bunch of PC-12s and just crash his arrival into Rio, wherever he's flying tonight. That would be kind of funny, wouldn't it? Mickey G, appreciate it. Had to show some support. V1 is working for his money today in the Boeing. Oh yeah, Mickey G. I even flew the Airbus real life today too. Moderate turbulence the entire flight. I'll be at a short flight, Atlanta, New Orleans, did a turn. It was moderate. We went down to 19,000 feet. Started to get a little rough up there. Kind of a lame day to go to work. I was not expecting it to be so rough. All right. I'm going to zoom the range down. We still haven't aligned. Let's hit the magic barrel ref key. We'll make sure everything else is ready to go. No ATC online. Let's put in our top altitude of flight level 370. That's going to go in this box right here. 370 is set. And we can turn the flight directors on before push. That's fine. And magic barrel ref has already been completed. Let's finish up our box. We'll do the zero fuel weight, 643.7, gross weight of 716, matches what we got in the glass. I have no idea what we're supposed to take for reserve fuel, but I put 10,000 in there. That's probably like 2 minutes of flying. Thrust limit, we're doing a wet runway, so no reduction, nothing, straight TO takeoff. And flaps will be flaps position 10. We'll take a look at the CG of 12. It's 8.8 on the trim. So we'll run this puppy down to 8.8. .8 is set on the trim. Now let's not mess up our V-speeds here. 38, 49, 69. I'm not even going to mess with this takeoff gross weight box because I think possibly that might have had an effect on when we had V-speed issues. But everything else looks good there. We're flaps 10, we're ready to go. We're just waiting for the alignment. We're still in IRS align mode, left, center, and right. There it is. Everything is good. So let's finish up the 122.8. And we'll put that forward. And then we will also put our transponder. TARA, we're on the ground. It's fine. It's FATSIM right now. 2,000 and above. Seatbelts go into auto position. I think we're ready to go. Let's prepare for pushback and departure.
This parking is too small for your aircraft.
Are you using default textures? Because the cockpit textures in 7.4 look incredible. Dan Moretti, I am not. Exclamation point textures. And check out the... I forgot I clicked it. It's a paid mod from More Right Rudder Mike.
Ready for pushback.
Who is he also has a cleaner version of V2, which I did not install in time for today's stream. I thought I would have time, but I was kind of scrambling to get the update. It took a little bit longer than normal, but we will take a look at the cleaner version. He has 2 versions out. This is dirty, and he's been so kind to offer some giveaways as well. So we'll be doing some giveaways.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
All right, passenger signs before start. Set MCP. Oh, we need to put V2 179. We'll do V2 plus 10 up here in the IAS. It doesn't... Oh, is Nightbot not here yet, Chaos? Maybe Nightbot is hasn't had cappuccino yet. My cappuccino's kicking in. I'm ready to roll, y'all. Mickey G, you still here? What do y'all put in this V2 window? We need to go nose right, tail left, I think.
Locking gear.
All right, MCP is set. I put V2 plus 10. I have no idea what you would put V2 in the 7.4. I need a 7.4 pilot to chime in here. Oh, it's exclamation point texture, not texture. Sorry, thank you. Chaos, go to sleep, my man. CDU pre-flight completed. Trim is set. Taxi takeoff briefing. Beacon, let's go ahead and throw that on both. And that will complete the before start checklist. That leaves us before taxi. We are ready to go. Just waiting on the ground crew to finish up what they need to do. Take a look at that.
Release parking brakes.
Dang it. I just had that nice juicy view here. I guess I'll release parking brakes this way. Brakes
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to hold the start up here till we finish this pushback. German Google is working on it. I've been feeling under the weather, so coffee has not been tasting the best today. On my second cup now and just not feeling it. Feels bad. David, I'm sorry to hear that, my man. Sorry to hear that. Hope you feel better. Maybe switch over to some tea. A little green tea.
Portland traffic, Continental 49er Heavy Taxi 10 Rabia Tango.
Continental 49er Heavy. Yeah, boy.
Portland traffic.
Love it. Jeremy Harvey, 7.4 makes you feel like a boss. Jeremy, it does, man. Last night, Jeremy, I watched a 30-minute documentary on the 7472 because there was nothing to watch on TV. Really nothing anyway, so I was on YouTube. And my wife even watched it with me. She thought it was quite interesting. The rise and fall, I think, of the 747 is what it was called. And it just, it's crazy. Somebody quoted in the video, and this is just, it's a generational thing, I think, because I put out that poll, what's your favorite heavy? And I could not believe how many 777s were voted in, how many people voted 777 over the 74. And it's just a generational thing. I think the newer generations, like maybe 2000 and up, if you're born in the year 2000 and up, you probably are a 777, 78, 350 fan. But when the 74 retired, the last flight United did out of San Fran, I mean, people were crying. Hundreds of people showed up to that departure. You're not going to get that decades from now when the 777 retires. No one's going to care about it like that. The 74 is an iconic aircraft that just will forever have a piece of history in the hearts and minds of thousands of people that got to witness it. Just awesome. All right, here we go. We got a good pushback. Let's go ahead and fire it up. Packs are coming off. Bleeds are off. I wonder if bleeds are supposed to be on for start. I'm not sure. Let's go ahead and fire up 3 and 4. Take a listen to the sounds.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
All traffic Air Canada 91 calls, taxi on line 1, expression 28 right, via Kilo Victor Alpha 1.
We didn't hit a building, Chaos. We're good. I think there's a certain amount of prestige associated with being a 747 pilot. Oh, absolutely, Jeremy. Absolutely. They had the first woman 747 pilot on this documentary as well. And what was crazy, her first jet airplane was a 747. She was flying some turboprops, got hired by People's Express right when they ordered some 747s. So me and the FO were talking about this today in real life. We're like, could you imagine your first jet being a 747? Like, that's pretty incredible. All right, we got 2 good starts. Let's go ahead and fire up 1 and 2. Fubar! Hold on, Fubar. Let me get this juicy startup sound here. Fubar. My man, hey, no worries, dude. I know you said you were just swamped at work. I worked this morning, but I just figured we'd do a later night stream. We don't do these very often, but I know we'll have a lot of fans that are central U.S. out to the West Coast that don't really get to catch stuff live. So this is kind of, we mix it up, mix up the viewership. Got to show everybody some love, right? Glad to have you on board tonight. Max, your favorite was the TriStar. You just, you're showing your age for sure, my man. Hey, Ron. Good to see you, man.
Well, the traffic on 49er taking off and right. It's going to be south departure.
1, 2, 3, 4. Leads are coming on. 1, 2, 3. That's coming on. Oh, we started up without fuel tank pumps. Rip. Fuel tank pumps, cross-feed don't need to be on. Window heat's going into auto. We'll leave the engine. We'll put the engine in auto as well. Wing anti-ice. Auto. That looks good. Basically, everything's in auto mode. Isolation valves are open for that. And I think the overhead looks good. We'll go ahead and disconnect from the APU gen. We'll go ahead and turn that off. That's going to spool down. Let's do a flaps 10. I'm appalled the poll didn't include the L1011 Air, and I wanted to include more aircraft, but I couldn't include. That was as many as options as I could include. I kind of thought MD-11. I should have put MD-11 or any tri-jet. I was kind of trying to see what, like, with sim airplanes we have, plus what, like, the general. I had, like, a 4-engine Boeing, a 4-engine Airbus, wide-body Airbus, 2 engines, wide-body Boeing, 2 engines. It's really all I could get for the options. All right, we got flaps are position 10. Let's run our checklist here. We're going to be VNAV off the ground. 370 is set. Before taxi, anti-ice is set. Recall checked. Auto brake. RTO. Flight controls check. Ground and grip clear. APU is off. Before takeoff, flaps are set. All right, that's going to take us there. We will go ahead and turn off the checklist, and we're going to taxi out to 10 right. Portland traffic, Polar 357 heavy. We're going to taxi runway 10 right behind traffic. Portland. All right, that is set. I need to turn down the glare shield flood a little bit here.
Portland traffic, countdown 49 airborne, fast at 1.8, final call, Portland.
2.
2.
All right, let's get out of here. Taxi lights coming on. Nope, that's a turn off light. Trying to see if we got any wet effects. Doesn't look like it right now. Was that woman a captain or an FO on the 7-4? She was a captain, Jeremy. I don't know if she started right as a captain. I can't remember. I know she was. She definitely became a captain. I think maybe it was like her first jet. She was in. I don't know. She might have gone straight to left seat first jet, Jeremy, but I don't remember. I'm sure it's online somewhere. The mod has a smoke on engine start. Oh, that's too cool. I must have missed it. We might clip this other Polar here. We're not going to look at it. We might clip the other Polar here on accident. All right, 10 right is basically to our right. So we need to go this way. So we should have a little wing wobble out there. Oh, look at that little wing wobble on the Zippy Zapple. Wing effect mod. Looking good. Stratocast. I'm not... Oh, shoot. Almost went off into the dirt. We got to focus on taxi and chat. I'm not exactly sure if it's going to be this weekend. I have a very long day on Saturday of real-world flying that I just realized. I'm going to do my best to get it scheduled ahead of time, though. If it's not this weekend, maybe it'll be next. Reggie Gagan, welcome. Ryan Wolf, appreciate the support, man. Welcome back to Private Pilot. I'll give way to this guy here because he's got 2 engines. Feel bad for him. Brian Valdez, your first jet captain. My first jet was a Citation 550. That was the first jet I ever sat in, a Citation 550. And I tell you what, my first takeoff in the Citation, we were turning crosswind, already at traffic pattern altitude, and my head was still back on the ramp. Like my brain was still on the ramp. That's how fast everything seemed to happen. So I can't imagine going from flying turboprops or whatever right into a 747. It must have been an incredible feeling. I hope this goes to 10, right? I think it does. Super deal. This is the default 7.4 with the working title Fixin'. So basically, if you have an updated Microsoft Flight Simulator and you load up the default 747-8, you have this airplane. There's no special mods installed other than what I have for textures and the effects package. But the airplane system function-wise, everything, you have it too if you have an updated Microsoft Flight Simulator. Next weekend is optimal for me because that's when all my finals are done. I'm gonna try, Steven. Tentatively, we're gonna try a Saturday night, depart Sydney. I'm gonna go to sleep.
We're gonna land 10 right, the traffic on final.
And then I'm gonna come back to the office on Sunday morning and we're gonna finish the flight. has a taxi map on the end, is asking where taxiways go. Well, that's exactly what I'm looking at right here. I was looking at that too, Cash, but I wasn't sure about this little jaunt thing here. Ken Lay, yes, they are coming out with a mod for the freighter, so you'll actually have a true freighter model. There's Green Dot pushing back on the on his taxiway. What is this over here? I wish I had a better model for that. Have been holding out on MSN, but it does look good. What do you mean MSN? It's MSN.
I'm on the runway, sir.
Oh, you're on the runway, Green Dot. Oh. What airplane are you in?
Atlas Air 747.
Looks like a funky 380. I wonder if it's weird because I see all the other
Roll traffic
747s.
920 heavy, we are departing 10 right. Ready to rock and roll.
Alright, he's rocking and rolling. Let's make sure everything else is done. Now, what I should have done, honestly, we should have done flight controls like this. This is how you should do it. Flight controls, full up, full down, neutral, full left, full right, neutral. Get that rudder in there, full left, full right. That's how you should do your flight control check. We can go back to the checklist. That's completed, so we can close it. Everything else is ready to go. RTO 179370 is bugged. Once we get up here to the runway, matter of fact, we can go ahead and turn off the airport. Or no, we'll turn off the airport map by putting on the weather display. And realistically, we should have terrain on. I'll tell you what, so we're going to put terrain on the FO's ND, and we're going to put weather on the pilot flying. That's how we should have it set up in real life. Louis Moore, the 7.4, the default one feels pretty good. I'm actually very happy with it. Now, one thing, I showed you my curves on the last stream. Now, a real 7.4-400 pilot who made these textures, more right rudder Mike, he sent me his profiles for his yoke. I have yet to try them out. Like I said, I wish I had more time today. I was going to try them out first. But I will post those as well when I finish up the stream. So if you want to try out his sensitivities and curves, they're a little bit more aggressive than what I have, but he says that that's
Portland traffic 920
the
heavy,
airplane responds pretty much to the control inputs as it does the real thing with his curves. So I just didn't want to try them right now and then end up crashing into LA because I have no curves and haven't practiced the landing with it. So I'm running my old curves for this flight. This is B1 getting a new type rating. Chris Levin, if there was an operator that still flew 7.4's passenger, I would be applying there. I would 100% be doing it. The only operator that fly this right now is Atlas here for us in the States. I know there's some other abroad like Korean and Lufthansa's got the passenger and all that, but no passenger 7.4 ops in the U.S. unfortunately anymore. All right, we're holding short. Yeah, Iran. There's a couple. There's Korean Air, Iran Air, Lufthansa's got them. Anybody else have a passenger? We said Korea. Did I already say Korea? Does China, Air China, they still run them? Should have gone to Vegas with the Flight Tampa new update. Air Force One, yeah, that's right. Nice, love me some freight dogging. Did a flight to Bombay last night, and I got to say, if you need IFR landing practice, India's a great place to do it. For all this smog. 24/7 IMC in India. Why'd you defect to Iran? Fly the 7.4. Alright, let's roll. Portland traffic, Polar 357 heavy, gonna line up and wait for my 10 right. Portland. Alright, chat. Let's smash down that like button. We've got 326 watching. I need everyone to smash down that like button if you like this 747 content. I if you want to see the wing flex view, you need to smash down that like button. Oh, how could I forget? There we go. Keep my eyes at 11 o'clock, says Zippy Zapple for the breakout. Alright, we shall do just that. Flight Sim School, appreciate you. Smash the like button for Toga External. Alright, how do we do? How do we do? Not bad. Not perfect. About 1 degree shy of being perfect. Alright, chat, are you ready? We got 329 viewers. We only have 182 likes. That's unacceptable, so we won't be able to go Toga from the outside, but we will spool them up 50 from the outside. Let's get those yogas in chat. Auto throttle is armed. Portland traffic, Polar 357 heavy departing runway 10 right. Portland. I'll wait for the super deal. Thank you for the $1 bank angle check, my friend. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for that. Here we go. Spool them up, Diddy. Yoga. Oh. All right, thrust ref, Toga. A little bit of wing flex. All right, I got to figure out how I'm going to time this. I'm going to rotate, and then I'm going to go to wing view at rotation. Check out this wing flex. It is basically real life. V1. Rotate. Here we go. Oh, positive rate. Gear up. We gotta actually fly here. Come back to the left. Thrust ref, LNAV, VNAV speed. 200 knots. At acceleration altitude. Flaps 5. Flaps 1. Acceleration. Okay, let's go flaps to 0. We'll clean her up. This is some good IMC practice, but I want to see if we got any more effects out there. Let's go ahead and go Command A. Look at that wing flex. Basically, that was basically 1-to-1 real life flex. Okay. Or wing flex. I'm going to disengage autopilot and hand fly a little bit more. Thrust ref, LNAV, VNAV speed. We got to watch for the breakout, but I want to hand fly this a little bit here. Portland traffic, Polar 357 heavy, we're at a 5,000 on the Cascade 2, last call Portland. Alright, we're going to hand fly the breakout here. Actually, no, we're not. We're going to go Command A because I don't want to miss it. Alright, so we're back autopilot. There we go. And it looks good. Definitely an icing condition. Let's go ahead and turn these on. What's that rattling sound? Man, this is a thick layer. I thought we were gonna break out right back there. Let's go back to full screen cam. We're gonna have to dissect that rattle here in a little bit. 11 o'clock, cleans in the hood. Oh ho ho. There's our 10,000. We won't get the lights yet because we're right at the top of the clouds here. I don't want to be looking at the panel when we bust out. Dan Mority, yes. We took off from Portland. Dougal McTavish, man, it is late. Good evening, sir. Oh, yeah, here comes a breakout, chat. Oh, my goodness. Look at there's what an Everett, Mount Everett. Oh my. I'm trying to find a good wing view where we can see the mountain. Old Boeing rattle, just like Chevy truck. That sounds like I have it sounds like there's a binding conflict somewhere. Alright, we're out of 11, we're climbing up. Fuel feed. What's that? So first off, let's go ahead and put everything back to auto. That goes here. Auto, auto, auto. I never got that fourth anti-ice on. I don't need those override pumps, maybe. We just had an engine 2 oil temp fuel. Wait. What's happening here? Hold on, we got issues. Fuel. Override 3 and 2 off, fuel crossfeed config. What's happening? It needs a crossfeed? Alright, yeah, so it needs a crossfeed. We had an engine surge there. Alright, a fuel page, we're back at it. And for some reason it wanted that... legs page. It wanted the crossfeed config. You keep override until the tanks are equal. Thank you, Louis Moore. Alright, let's go ahead and get everything else off here. Let's go ahead and reconfigure ourselves. Turn the wing off and the logo lights off. What is rattling? Fuel tank to engine. So everything is equal now, right? So now we should go tank to engine, so we should turn off the crossfeed valves. Because everything is equal. 16.7, 16.6, close enough, 16.7. So I think that is correct now. It says wing anti-ice is auto. Oh, that's an on. Let's put it into auto. My hydraulic, oh, you know what? Is it? No, my brake pedals aren't stuck. Park brake is released. It's not the brake ticking. Magic barrel ref. I don't know, we'll deal with it here in a little bit. Look at this. Look at this. Let me turn it down. Alright, I missed all kinds of chat messages there. We had an engine surge. Engine surge. We had a crazy breakout. We had all kinds of effects. Oh, look at our wing flex. And look at our wing flex out there, chat. I wonder if you don't think the wing flex is making noise. Sometimes it just feels too unreal while playing the sim. I know. All right, where we go? We're back. Joe Tower Ray, you're in the underpowered 320 behind us. I'm going back to the chat here. Make sure I didn't miss anything important. It'd be so cool to have Sim 4 gear on stream. Jeremy, I'm gonna try to reach out. I doubt it'll happen, but I'm definitely gonna try. Menu config in the FMC set your fuel balance to auto. Yeah, but what fun is that? I kind of want to leave it. If I like doing stuff. Is it realistic to manually do it, or does the real airplane manually do it? Because if the real airplane does it automatically, then I'll just set it auto. But if it's an actual procedure where we got to manually change the fuel tank pumps, I'll leave it manual. Keith B says you're geeking out. This is amazing. I agree, man. It almost sounds like it is that rattle is the wing flex. Because now it's stopped. All right, we're 20. Look, we're doing 2,500 feet a minute at 340 knots out of 24,000 feet. This airplane is awesome. All right, fuel is looking good. We'll go ahead and get rid of the fuel page. Checklist after takeoff. Gear flaps are all set. That leaves us with descent. We'll go ahead and turn the checklist page off. It's the pilot's job to set the fuel. Okay, cool. All right, well, I'm going to leave it in manual. That way we have a little extra something to do. Let's come up here to the FO side of this cockpit. Wow, look at these. Now, in the real airplane, you have to turn off override. At least that's how the PMDG and P3 operates. Okay, thank you, Louis Moore. Has the WingFlex separate mod? Andy Ivy, I'm glad you asked. The WingFlex is a little WingFlex tweak. It's literally 4 values I changed in the model CFG. I will go ahead and pin that now in the Discord. Give me a second. Let me pull up my Discord on my phone over here because I don't like doing it on stream. It kind of messes with it. So I will pin, what is this, an image? So I'm going to save the image, and then I will post it here in the chat.
Hi V1. Since the last stream, I got my PPF for Ace in the Diamond DA20 onto instrument. Would you ever wish the Part 121 had sympathies like the G1000?
Right. Pin the message in FS 2020 chat, the WingFlex add-on.
If so, why?
Done. 74 Gears tried Microsoft, but only bone stock, so he hasn't experienced how real it can be. Well, we're gonna have to give it a shot. I don't know where to park this airplane. This is just so beautiful. I kind of like this view for right now. Look at the colors. I'm gonna turn it down even more though so I can hear myself. Who was that? Part 1 promos. Thank you for the $1 bank angle check, my friend. V1, since the last stream, you got your PPL. That is fantastic. And the Diamond DA20. Onto the instrument. Would you ever wish Part 121 had synthetic vision like the G1000? To be honest, like ULPV WASP, so why? Part 1 promos, congratulations on getting your PPL. Do I wish airlines had synthetic vision? Sure, but no one really wants to spend the money on the airline market, so it doesn't really happen. You don't really, and where most airliners go, I mean, they're all pretty well traveled airports, you know, like when you really need that synthetic vision, that's when you're like going into like some podunk airport in the mountains in Montana or something in a Gulf Stream or something. That's when you really need that synthetic vision. The LPV WAS, no, most of us don't use LPV. WAS, kind of a different ball game. It's kind of leaning that direction, but it all has to do with technology, and to retrofit entire fleets is more expensive than to just wait until new airplanes come out with the updated technology. So like 350 and stuff, I don't know what airlines are ordering them with different capabilities, but it's all dependent upon the airline. We just fly with what equipment we have available to us. How do I like the new sky colors? I think I'm trying to see here. I don't see much change. Now maybe we should have flown back up in the north where it was super cold. These sky colors are more, this seems pretty accurate though, because where it's not super cold over here, where it's kind of a warm front, we're dealing with rain and slightly warmer temperatures in that ice cold Canadian north where we were flying the last couple streams. But I feel like they're less dramatic. Is that a way to describe them? Are they a little bit less dramatic? I don't think they're bad. I think they look pretty darn realistic. They changed a lot during sunset. Yes, that's what I'm looking forward to. So Kyle, I loaded in to an airport. I was going to take off out of Thunder Bay, Canada on this stream because there was some snow in the area. And when I loaded in, it was sunset. And I'm like, ooh, this looks completely different than what I'm used to. So that's when I put a poll in the Discord, say, hey, do you guys want to see cold weather or do you want to see a sunset on stream? And it voted towards sunset. So we're going to see a sunset live together. I haven't witnessed the sunset in Sim Update 14, but when I loaded in and it was sunset at Thunder Bay, I definitely could tell a difference in the colors. But I didn't analyze it too much. I just went back to the main menu and put a poll in chat because I want to have a genuine first kind of reaction to how the sunset looks here. The sun is still a bit too high. Yeah, we got time though. We got time to chat and hang out tonight. It's going to be a nice chill stream. We'll get some tunes on in a little bit. Maybe we'll crash XP72 stream. I think he's going live, and I think he's going live around 7:30. I wish the tablet worked so we could pull him up in the cockpit view. Dougal says the changes are subtle, but I like them so far. Good deal. The only way I could really describe this right now is I feel like it just looks a little bit less dramatic, which is directed towards more realism. So that's a good thing. I think that's a good thing. Let's go ahead and enjoy some wing wobbling here while we can, in case we get any more wing wobble. Good afternoon from New Zealand, Max McGregor. Good evening, mate. I had some random sound stutters flying in the Fenix with the new Microsoft update. My heart missed a beat each time because I thought the sim was crashing. Some sound stutters, what do you mean? Was it like ticking sounds? Because I was hearing some ticking sounds on climb out. And I don't know what that was. I've never heard them before. Speaking of small airports, what's your favorite small airport with your current airline I've flown to? Ponce. Been a long time since I've been there, but Ponce and the islands. The islands, man. What is it? Just south of San Juan. Same island as San Juan, but on the south side. There's a tiny little airport called Ponce, and I like it because you go in VFR, basically. Not basically, it is VFR. So out of about 7,000 or 8,000 feet, the center basically says, all right, radar contact is lost, maintain VFR, and enjoy your flight into Ponce. And when you call the airport operations, there's a guy down there. He's like, yeah, we got one plane in the tower, one plane in the pattern or not. So they pretty much cut you loose. That's all VFR. There's a couple other VFR airports we depart in and out of VFR because there's no tower down in the, not the Bahamas, but along that whole island chain going out through the Caribbean there. But in recent memory, Ponce is one of my more fun ones, especially because if you land, I can't remember what the runway numbers are, but you basically fly almost like a mini Kai-Tech. You fly right at the base of a hill, and then probably around 200 feet, you're making a sharp right turn to line up with the runway. Pretty sweet. The first time I went in there, I was like, wow, we're really doing this. Are we landing at the right airport? Are we supposed to be bringing an Airbus in here? Because this does not look like an Airbus airport. Ice cold Canadian cold. You were in Nova Scotia, sir. Right now it's 5F in Quebec City. 5F, Gustavo? What is that in? That's cold, man. 5F. That's pretty chilly. All right, we're leveling at 37,000 feet. Let's go ahead and run through some of our prognostics here. Optimum 36.8, so we're going to hold it right there at 370. Econ speed 0.86 Mach. We'll leave it as is. Fuel in LA 31.4. That looks pretty darn good, so I like the way our progress page is holding out. So we're just going to leave it on this page right here. We'll leave it on the prog page 1. What's prog page 2? Crosstrack. They're not modeled yet. R&P. Cool. We'll leave it right here on prog page 1. Actually, we'll leave it on the VNAV so we can kind of see if any of this stuff changes. As far as cruising goes, we can put our transponder in the neutral position. We'll leave the seatbelts in auto, flight deck doors, deny mode. Everything looks good. So we're leveling 370 right about now. And sweet. Let's go ahead and hop outside. Kind of enjoy, let's get a good juicy view here with a little reflection on the wingtip. Perfect. How's the sim sound? Is that too loud right now? We won't crank the music just yet, but I don't want the airplane to be too loud. You may have to change the weather settings once you get low to see the sunset up and down the west coast here. It's all rain at the moment. Well, Al, I'm hoping it'll be dark by the time we get to LA. I think it'll be pretty much dark by the time we get to LA. Modification of wing flex liquid snow. I pinned it in the FS 2020 section of the Discord. So you literally have to change 4 or 5 values, and that's it. And it's awesome. And I can tell the wing flex too just from the outside view. Look at that. That's a really good job, courtesy of Zippy Zapple. He's been working on that for quite some time to get it just right. What is your opinion of Airbus having an active side stick compared to current systems? Aiden, are you referring to a Mentor pilot video? Because I had a Mentor pilot in my suggested videos about side stick. I didn't watch it, but it says, are they finally changing or something? I have no idea what that video is about, but I wonder if that's what you're referring to. I'm not even sure what that means. Active side stick, does that mean it's like a side stick that moves? So if one pilot's moving it, the other pilot's side stick is moving? Maybe. It doesn't matter either way for me. If you have good Airbus technique, it shouldn't matter. But I can understand why Airbus is, if that's what it is, wants to go that way, because theoretically it would be safer, right? So how do you change bad pilot technique? Is you got to re-engineer something. It's pretty much the definition of the Airbus. I posted a message in the Discord under yours about the wing flex regarding where to find it if installed on a different drive, since mine was not there. Kyle Ferris, thank you. I will pin your message as well then. So let me go back into the Discord here. Let me clean it up. All right, I will pin yours, Kyle. Thank you for that. Appreciate you. I'm going to go ahead and delete these pin messages so it cleans it up. There we go. So that's for a separate drive. Good deal. Good deal, Kyle. All right. Sean Delaney, 4 months of support, man. Appreciate you. V1 is Sim Update 14. If yet, any issues? So far, so good. No issues. Knock on wood, Sean. My frames, I will say this. Did you guys think, I thought the frames were really good out of Portland considering the scenery and the heavy rain. I didn't even think about performance-wise, but I didn't feel like there was any stuttering going on. I felt like frames were pretty good. Now I'm streaming through YouTube at 30 FPS just to help my internet be a little bit better, but I feel like maybe in Sim Update 13, maybe it was, I probably would have had some chop back there. That was a pretty heavily loaded scene with Flight Beam Portland, raining and streaming. Active side stick is a thing in the Gulfstream. Really? Okay, so it's trying to prevent dual input. Okay. Mentor made a video on Airbus and side sticks before, and some of what he says shows his lack of understanding of the Airbus, so I disagree with him with what he was saying. I'm going to have to watch this video then. Thrustset says Mentor went into depth about the active side stick, basically force feedback and a few other things. Interesting. Here's the deal. Like, it just goes back to training. I'm sure this might have something to do in response to, like, how could you have prevented Air France 447, right, with the issues. You know, an engineer can put so many safety nets on an airplane, but if you have bad piloting technique, you will find a hole in the engineering. It doesn't matter what we're talking about, whether we're talking about airplanes, whether we're talking about trains, whether we're talking about vehicles, cars and vehicles, I should say. It doesn't even have to be a vehicular or anything in motion. It could be other things. If you have bad technique for what you are supposed to be operating and you operate it enough, you will find holes in the engineering. So by going to an active side stick, it just seems like that's going to be they're just trying to plug another hole to bad piloting technique. Air France 447, as tragic as it was, should never have happened. But, you know, you have to throw in factors like the human factor element, the lack of experience of the crew members at the moment in time, the lack of understanding of what's happening. So there's much more than just poor pilot technique that went wrong on Air France 447. But you got the airplane yelling dual input, priority right, that you have to acknowledge that. If either one of those pilots had acknowledged there was dual inputs on the stick, probably never would have happened. So engineering comes in now. Okay, let's plug that hole, and let's make force feedback sticks or active side stick, as you're saying. So, do I think it's a bad thing for Airbus to go there? No, it's just another level of safety. But now, with another level of mechanics in the side stick, what other failures are we possibly introducing now to the side stick? One of my biggest, I wouldn't say biggest fears, but one of the largest threats to an Airbus is a side stick fault. I had, and this was demonstrated to me, I'm very thankful that I had an instructor demonstrate this to me in the sim. And ever since this moment, I'll walk you through what happened, I've requested that we do it in sims during recurrent training if we have spare time, because it is something that you really need to pay attention to. So a side stick fault in the Airbus, you could, basically what it is, it renders one side stick is inoperative. Now, if you lose both side sticks, you can still fly the airplane. It becomes very challenging though, and we do practice that. But the probability of you having a dual side stick fault, extremely rare. A single side stick fault, it's a mechanical piece of machinery. It's like an engine, right? It's a possibility it could fail. So what the instructor did to set me up for a demonstration of a very dangerous side stick fault is he had the first officer flying an ILS Cat 3. So we're doing a zero viz landing. Actually, I take it back. We were doing a Category 2 approach. So the first officer was able to fly it. So for us, Cat 3s, captain's pilot flying, first officer must be pilot monitoring. But on a Cat 2, the FO can fly it. So we're doing a Cat 2 approach, still pretty low viz. And we're coming down the final, and the sign of a side stick fault, you get a chirp, chirp, chirp. We got a mode reversion chirp in the cockpit. But there was no audible, like auto land light came on, nothing came on. So it's like, well, what's happening here? So at the decision height, the first officer didn't see the runway. So we went around as appropriately. So he goes, all right, Toga, positive rate, gear up. The airplane pitched up rapidly. Wow, look at that shot right there. That turn with a little bit of wing flex. Oh, man. So we're in the turn. We're in the climb rapidly. First officer is flying, goes to push the stick forward. Ding, side stick fault. Can't get the nose down. So in a matter of seconds, we are probably 100 feet above the ground. The aircraft is pitching up rapidly now because it was compensating with the autopilot engaged. The first officer is pitching the nose forward. Nothing is happening. So you are now trimmed nose up, Toga thrust in a go around, IMC, and you have no control to get the nose over. So you have to act extremely fast. And the only way you can do it is you look at the ECAM, it says side stick fault. And as soon as I saw that, boom, I pressed my takeover push button and I pushed the stick forward and got the nose down, recovered the AOA, and got the airplane climbing away from the ground. Now, it may not seem that dramatic just me talking about it, but I tell you what, you experience that in the sim for real. You have to process process multiple things, like what was that mode reversion chirp? Why didn't we have a caution? Why is the airplane pitching up so rapidly? Why is my trim running back? And then the side stick fault light comes on. If you don't process all that information in a expedited manner, you will definitely put the airplane into either a stall or close to it or alpha prot, who knows. So it is something you really need to be cognizant of. But that goes back to training, and after that event, it's like, hey, we should train on this a little bit more. Side stick fault, you don't really see that in traditional training. So I was like, hey, if we have spare time, I want to show the first officer a side stick fault. And conversely to, what if it's me flying? So I'm pilot flying, and I say, hey, I got no control. That first officer needs to react and see that, hey, captain's not saving you right now. You need to use your side stick to take command of the aircraft and get the nose down. So I've done probably a dozen side stick fault scenarios by now, just in spare time in the simulators. And if when the FO is not expecting it, it can get really dicey, because I'm sitting there saying, hey, I've got no control, and I'm not trying to give away like, oh, side stick fault, you take control. I want the first officer to realize what's happening and apply his thought process and recover the airplane. So that's, that goes back to the whole experience and training and yada yada. But I forget the whole point of that story, but that's a side stick fault story. An example, Mentor was saying that a disadvantage of side stick was that the airplane could be out of trim, and it doesn't make sense since Airbus auto trims. Well, Jeremy, that makes sense into what I was just talking about. So when we have, that side stick fault, the airplane was trimming, and you can see it because it's captured the glide slope. So it's following the glide slope, but it is also trimming aft because the airplane is trying to, however he's failed the side stick, it's trying to pitch down and follow the glide slope. But the trim is running aft. So you're getting this conflicting message, and then as soon as the autopilot kicks off, boom, the airplane pitches almost vertically, and the side stick that's faulted has no response. It cannot respond. It cannot do anything because it's faulted out. So the other pilot, the other side stick, has to take command and go over it. But that can happen if you're not paying attention. And what's weird is when everything's inhibited like that, you don't see, there's no like glaring cautions, auto land or trim running. There's none of that going. So you have to really be paying attention. And I've always kind of had a habit anyway, ever since I had a pseudo trim runaway in a Beech 99. Anytime I'm on approach, I'm always looking at the trim. Even in the Airbus, I kind of glance down, see what that trim wheel is doing. Just because, if it starts running on you either direction, you got to act fast. It doesn't matter what airplane you're in, you got to act fast. But yeah, Wingnut, good to see you, man. Yeah, we test the side stick before every flight as well. So every leg, multiple side sticks. So we do left seat, right seat. Everybody checks their side stick in all the phases. So full left, full right, up, down. Flight Sim Guy says, in that same scenario, at go around, say the impossible happens and you get dual side stick failure. Is the trim wheel the only way to get the nose down? Flight Sim Guy, that's a great question. It would be, but how are you going to revert? You're going to have to, if it hasn't reverted you into a alternate law yet, you've got to force it into direct law. So, or an alternate law, basically. So you go up and you would turn off both ADIRs. So you would force the protections out, and then you would fly the airplane with the trim. And yes, you would run the trim manually down. So that part of training, flying the airplane with no side sticks at all, we do that every 2 years in advanced, we call it EET, advanced or enhanced envelope training. So in that simulator, that sim session is dedicated solely to the crazy scenarios, as your like dual side stick failure, flying around with differential thrust and trim only, flight control jams, rudder hard over, landing with a full rudder hard over. That is a spicy one. That one, you got to be on it. But you can land the Airbus with a full rudder hard over. You just got to be cognizant of your speed and your crossover AOA. So we do that type of training every 2 years, just because the statistical chance of you having something that severe is pretty rare, but we still train to it. With a dual side stick failure, you just plug in the Thrustmaster HOTAS and keep flying. I'm liking these sky colors right now, Atlantic. I definitely think it looks less dramatic. Oh, so it looks very good to me. The stare effect on any emergency, Gustavo, going back to, yes, you're absolutely right. And when you have a legit emergency, even if it's in the sim and you don't know it's coming, there is always that stare effect. The startle effect, stare effect, whatever it is, you got to process. So even when you know it's coming, you're almost like, what do I got to do? Oh, yeah. LA Center's online. Fantastic. Where do you trim Airbus manually? Sean, right where the trim wheel is. That trim wheel is actually, you can move it. So the black and white trim wheel right next to the thrust levers. Wasn't Air France 447 an alternate law stall caused by icing and the FO holding the side stick back? Just seems like lack of understanding of the whole system. Kyle, yes. To a simplified answer, yes, you're correct. So basically they flew into the supercooled liquid droplets, overwhelmed the pitot tubes, and it forced them into it forced them into direct law, I believe. initially, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember, don't quote me. But it did force them out of normal law. So outside of normal law, and it even says that on the ECAM, it says protections lost. I think they went straight to alternate law, if I'm not mistaken. They went to alternate law. You can stall the airplane in alternate law. We've talked about it. I've demonstrated it on sims and all that. So yes, they were in alternate law. Stalling was possible. And the first officer, if you watch the side stick input, that's the NTSB is released, that side stick was held full aft almost the duration of the flight, from event happening to impacting the water. It was full aft almost the entire time. In fact, I think was it the captain that finally came back and said, get your hand off the stick or push forward? But I think they were below 10,000 feet, and the airplane still almost recovered. I think they showed it trending to a positive, so a deep stall in the high 30s, below 10, all the way down to 10,000 feet. It still showed that it would trend to recover. All they had to do was not hold it full aft. If anybody in that cockpit would have just let go of the side sticks at like 25,000 feet, just let go of the controls, airplane probably would have recovered itself. Do you have the mod fix of the old ribbed effect on the rudder? No, I do not have that, Kyle. I don't have that. I think I can see a little ribbed effect right there. Sherwin, thank you. Appreciate you, man. They were the only one not deviating and flew through the thunderstorm, says Gustavo. So, yeah, a thunderstorm up ahead as well. They just flew right through it. Yeah. Do some aircraft in the fleet you fly seem to develop issues more often than others? Absolutely, Dale. There's definitely airplanes that have personalities, as we call it. Have little personalities that can be annoying. Man, everything is just looking juicy, though. I was vibing with that view. Look at those cons, though. We're going to leave it pretty much where it was, because that almost looked like a real shot. A little bit of reflection right off that raked wingtip there. Right there. That's the juice. Aviator Nick, we were discussing Air France 447. My flight sim decided to uninstall itself. Uh-oh, so I've been spending the last 24 hours getting my add-ons back on. Now it's saying I'm having low bandwidth. Oof, young cereal box. Sorry to hear that, man. Does the 320 have dual input? Yes, Wingnut. It has dual input. It also has a light on the glare shield that says dual input in red. It also has a priority light indicating if someone has their priority button pushed. It's very audible, and it is an abnormal sound. You don't hear it ever unless you're dual inputting. So when you do hear it, it really gets your attention. Apparently it wasn't enough to get the attention on Air France 447, because I believe it actually went off multiple times, but in their defense they also had several other warnings and cautions going off. They had the stall warning, speed warning as well. So you have the stall warning going off, or like stall, priority, right, dual input. You know, you could see where they would get overwhelmed with the oral alerts. So in their defense, they had multiple things going on at the same time. Wingnut, yes, it was, though. It was screaming dual input. So what happened, at one point during the descent, or during the stall, Wingnut, there was the relief pilot in the left seat pushed his stick forward and said dual input, and it startled him. I say startled, I don't know how he actually felt, but as soon as the oral alert went off for dual input, he let go of the stick, because he's like, hey, wait a second, that's not right. And then he did it again. He put his hand on the stick, pushed the nose forward as he should have, got a dual input, and then let go of the stick again. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if he ever pressed the takeover push button. I don't think he did, because if he would have pressed the takeover push button, it would have said priority left. But he heard it. He knew there was a dual input, because as soon as the oral warning went off, he released the side stick, because he's like, what's happening? That's not normal. Yeah, Wingnut says auditory exclusion under stress. Yep, absolutely. So that's definitely what was going on part of the whole 447 incident. There was all kinds of stuff going on. And the noise of the hail, absolutely, yeah. Flying through rain, I flew through, what was it, 2 days ago? I flew through some real heavy rain. I forgot how loud it was. I mean, real heavy. It's so heavy I turned the ignition on, which is kind of a boomer thing to do in the Airbus, but I turned the ignition on. Because, like, this is a lot of water. It's very loud, very loud. UK News showing a very near miss, 60 feet between aircraft and a drone at 3,000 feet. 30,000. 3,000? 30,000. 3,000. How many zeros is that? I'm going cross-eyed. 3,000 feet. That's pretty high for a drone. I wonder what kind of drone, Dougal. Where was that in the UK? Based on the last Q&A stream, it looks like Microsoft knows the release date of 2024. Hope they can release the SDK in early 2024. Oh, yeah. Sherwin Scott, you know what got me excited is somebody posted a video of the fall in Microsoft 24 and fall in Microsoft 2020, and it looks completely different. Like, the default 2024 seasons look amazing. Absolutely amazing. That's what I'm really excited for that. You like that, Dale? If they were in a 777, they probably would have survived, but if Asiana was a 330 in SFO, probably would have avoided an accident. You could go back and forth, TH. Like, I mean, would they have survived in a triple? Well, would they have pushed the stick forward? I mean, look about, what was it, Giant 4591, 3591, that Atlas Air that crashed in Houston. They separated the elevators because the captain pushed forward or pulled aft. I can't remember. So they basically split the rudder, or not I say rudder, split the elevator because there's a breaking point when you push and pull opposite of each other. So who knows? They may not have. It may have just been, they might have split the elevator. We don't know what would have happened in a triple. But what you can say is if they had active side sticks, maybe that would have prevented the accident. I don't know. A boomer thing to do required on a CFM56A with the 5As. Yeah, well, that's why it's a boomer thing to do, because we're in a IAEV 2500. So that's why it was a boomer, because I knew it definitely wasn't required, but it just made me nervous. I was like, this is a lot of rain. Gosh, that wing is looking good. Man, the sim looks so smooth right now too. Maybe we should get some more wing view juice. I don't know. I'm liking this sky color here. We'll go a few more minutes outside view, then we'll do some wing views. I feel like no external plugins will be needed in 24. Ryan, that's what I'm hoping for. That's what I'm hoping for. So I'm kind of getting towards I'm going against my own advice here in Microsoft, like starting to add little things. The most default you can keep your sim, the better. So like my add-ons I have for Microsoft, I have GSX and I have Rex AccuSeasons. That's it. I don't try to run any third-party stuff. I don't even run the Navigraph plugin anymore. I just get rid of everything. Now, with airplanes, I've started to tinker because I'm getting towards that part of my simulator's lifespan where I'm starting to tinker with files, which will only inevitably lead to stability issues, which will then lead to uninstalling the sim and going into 2024. But if I can give you a piece of advice for Microsoft simulators, try to keep it as default as possible, using only the add-ons you really use and you really need. Roberto Soriano, the Throttletek man himself, is here. Oh, Roberto, you're gonna kill me. I haven't released the bindings video yet. Roberto, I swear, I'm not gonna forget, man. This week, Roberto. This week, Roberto. I'm gonna do it. Don't be mad at me. Don't be mad at me. Good to see you, Roberto. Throttletek himself is in the chat. Good to see you, man. Hope you're having a wonderful holiday season, and things are well. I know you're an Airbus man, but did you see the iFly 73 MAX 8 from Microsoft? No, I did not. I didn't see anything personally. Somebody mentioned it, though, in the Discord. But, hey, if a MAX 8 comes out before PMDG drops, I will pick it up. I think we should, let's do a little engine cruising view here. Engine cruising view with, I'm trying to hack my view to get a little more sky in there. How's that view for right now? We'll do this view for a little bit. We'll bump up the sounds just a tad. Get some ambiance in here. We'll keep the tunes off for now until we get about halfway. We're almost ready on the 767. Ooh, yeah. Cannot wait. So, I'm on a heavy kick right now, Roberto. So, there will be a 767 Throttletek video coming at you, hopefully. Soon, TM. I'm going to be using that pretty darn good. Air France went into Alt 2, I believed, in direct roll. Okay, Pilot Boy, you're right. So in the 330, it has some slightly different laws. So they were in alternate 2 as opposed to just alternate law in the narrow body, but kind of the same deal. It should have been avoided, and it's very easy to just bash the pilots. However, you got to look at all the factors involved, and when I say all the factors, you look from recency of experience all the way through, you know, their training when they first got trained on the airplane, the auditory exclusion that we talked about. There's so many other factors than just, oh, well, they just held full aft on the stick. Yes, they did, but they had a lot of cards stacked against them. Not to make an excuse for them, but the airplane did what it was commanded to do. You could just leave it at that. The airplane did as it was commanded to do, which is unfortunate. Are you going to use the Captain Scam 7.6? I tell you what, Kyle Ferris, I probably will. I will probably buy the Captain Sim 767 because we're going to need to fly the 7.6 in Microsoft. We'll fly the 7.6 in X-Plane, but yeah, we're going to probably do Captain Scam 7.6. And then I'm going to use the 7.6 throttle for the 777 as well, and a couple other heavies. The number of support cases we have from people just peppering their community folder with everything they can find. Yes. Make it as simple as you can, please. College Jude going back in the chat. Opinion so far on Sim Update 14. Not to knock on wood, but I feel like everything has been very well optimized. We took off from a very highly loaded environment. We had low clouds, low vis, heavy rain. I'm streaming, running OBS, running external cameras, and also running effects on the airplane, like blast effects and the little vortices on the engines. And looking back, I didn't notice it in the moment, but looking back, it's like, wow, everything was actually very smooth through that whole departure. I feel like that was a well-optimized environment that I'm not typically used to seeing in Sim Update 13. Sully was interviewed after the incident, and he blamed the airplane itself, and it made me so upset. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, the airplane did what it was commanded to do. At the end of the day, Air France 447 crashed because it flew the way it was commanded to fly. We can do a 7.4 next year, V1. How about that? Roberto Soriano, I am down for that. Chat, you heard it here first. Maybe I'll have the bindings video released by then. Because you know what, Roberto, when PMDG brings their 7.4 to Microsoft in 2024, in Microsoft 2024, which will probably be actually year of 2025, that would be pretty sweet. I think that the 747 throttle will also sell like hotcakes when that releases. I've read a couple books about Air France 447. Very interesting. The captain said, be careful with the roll. They understood the laws, but were confused with the situation. Yeah. They were definitely confused. And the most telltale sign to me, not telltale, one of the I guess, what is the word I'm looking for? When I look at the report, now, like, I've watched the entire NTSB animation multiple times. We've studied it in training. But when you look and you see the data of the the relief officer put his hand on the side stick, push it forward, knowing what he's doing, but being caught off guard by the dual input, and then releasing his side stick, that's like, it just hits you, it just hits me personally, like right in the gut, because it's like he had the idea, he knew what he had to do, he did it, was surprised by the dual input because he's wondering why, you know, he shouldn't be getting a dual input if the other guy's saying that he's not flying. You know, that would have saved it. If he would have put his hand, if he would have pressed the takeover push button and pushed forward, it would have definitely, it would have been priority left, and it would have lowered the nose, and they would have recovered. So getting it that close to recovering, knowing that a pilot sat in the seat, put the stick in the right direction, but then second guessed himself, just hits you right in the gut. It's like, man, it's unfortunate. How bad is commuting? It's terrible. Don't do it. Would you fly the PC-12 that came out today? Rex, I haven't picked it up yet, but I will definitely probably be picking it up. I love turboprops. I heard it's really good. I interesting name. Identified. I like that. Wasn't Air France the reason we have UPRT? Yes. EET, we call it EET here in the States, or at least we call it EET, upset recovery training, kind of the same deal. Yes, that it was mandated because of that. And it also kind of changed the way we approach high altitude stalls as well. So for years, we always taught high altitude stalls, roll it, get the nose down, minimize loss of altitude. Now it's get the nose down, don't even worry about the altitude. It's pitched down well below the horizon. Zero lift line is what you're looking for, zero lift line. So it really changed how we approach high altitude stalls in transport category aircraft as well. So we learned a lot from it. We learned a lot from that incident. We trained differently, and we have different courses now, all from that one incident. Zippy says, I had the same feeling with the guy who pushed the stab trim on the second MAX crash. Oh, right idea, but too late. So that, if I'm not mistaken, Zippy Zapple, I think the one that got me about the MAX crash, I don't remember, I think it was the second one too. Maybe we're talking about the same instance. They pressed the stab cutouts, but it had run so far already, they couldn't control it. So he's like, well, we can't continue to fly like this. So what are you going to do? Are you going to crash? Are you going to lose control in your current position, or are you going to try something else? And the something else that they tried was reactivating the stab trim, which then ran it further forward, and that was that. It's sickening. It's sickening when you dig into those CVRs and you dig into the actions, because they knew, especially that second one, they knew they did it right. They stopped it, but they stopped it too late initially, so they could not control it at the present position. So they're like, any good pilot is not going to be like, well, I'm not going to change anything now. I'm just going to uncontrollably fly until we crash. No, you're going to continue to work on the problem to remedy it. It just so happens that the action they took to re-energize the stab trim ran it further forward, and that was it. Digital Merc says, I'm on the fence with the PC-12 as the TBM scratches my itch. So same here, Digital Merc. I love the PC-12 cockpit instrument panel layout, avionics suite, if you will, much better. I prefer that over the PC-12. So I'm trying to figure out, I'm probably going to buy the PC-12, let's be honest. I'm a sucker for PT6 engines. I want to see how it runs. I haven't had time. I flew today. I flew real world today, then I came back and the last minute decided to do a stream, and I'm on this heavy itch right now. So I'm sure we'll look at the PC-12 at some point, but just haven't picked it up yet. Going back in the chat, correct communication would help in the incident. Like the left seat said, my plane. Johan Jacobs, communication in general, better communication in general. But then you go back, I mean, it's easy to say that, oh, they should have communicated better. But again, you're in a environment where you've been doing nothing for, I don't know how many hours were they airborne, and nothing's really going on. It's the middle of the night, and then immediately you're thrust into a situation that you just mentally are overloaded with processing information. So If you're mentally overloaded with processing the information that you're visually seeing, imagine how difficult it is to effectively communicate, which is another training note that we take away from this incident is, hey, even when everything's going crazy in the cockpit and you've got bells and whistles going off, make sure you still have effective communication. Who's flying the aircraft? Who's running the checklist? Even if you got the stall warning horn going off and the overspeed going off at the same time, totally conflicting idea situations, but you get the same, that's a possibility. Effective communication, even in that scenario. And it's much easier to say than to actually do. Dougal says there was a real-world PC-12 pilot on Tutun Mofi earlier. Check the Twitch VOD. Dougal, I will. What was the overall consensus? Good? Yay or nay? I heard the systems are pretty darn good. Pretty well simulated. "10 to 15 seconds earlier, they would have saved the flight." That's rough. PC-12 handling like a boss geographically? Nice. Nice. Everyone needs a pair of PT-6 27As. The day 2024 comes out is the day 2020 gets uninstalled. Same here, Sherwin Scott. Same here. All right, so one thing I'm noticing, I feel like I'm seeing more orange kind of below the cloud here. This is looking really good. This is looking really good here. This is looking like a West Coast sunset. Wingnut, you're a West Coast guy. This is looking pretty good if I don't say so myself. These colors are looking nice. Less dramatic, maybe a tad warmer feeling. Would you agree with that? Maybe the colors feel a little bit more warm here on this sunset, this high sunset that we're looking at. Definitely juicy. Roberto says something is happening a lot in cockpits these days, or how the young, or how young are the new FOs that is making a generational breach. Communication can be tough sometimes with younger guys. Roberto, you're right. You're absolutely right, man. There is becoming a very large age gap, especially at certain airlines across the globe. And you're absolutely right. Effective communication is something that doesn't always just come easy. You think, oh, well, I talk really easy with my friends, but you got to remember, when you go flying, you may meet someone for the first time, and y'all may be completely different. You may not get along at all, which it happens. There are guys that I fly with, I'm like, nah, I really don't ever want to hang out with you. But we have to be effective in our communication in the cockpit. We have to be on the same page in the airplane, right? So sometimes you really got to work at it. And as Roberto's saying, it's the generational gaps between pilots now, especially with everybody hiring in the U.S. I mean, it's crazy. You're getting very, very young people coming into airliners that traditionally there wouldn't be such a gap, but just the way the hiring has been, you're seeing it now. It's supposed to be less purple, says Chaos. I see that. It looks more warm than purple. I always find piloting weird. You travel large distances and then return home like it's normal. Sean, yeah. Are you always flying with new FOs, or you fly with the same people every so often? Captain Will, it depends. So we use basically an open bidding system. So I bid, and most airlines, not all, but a lot of the airlines here in the States are this way, is you bid on trips based on your preferences of what days you want to fly, how long you want the trip to be, whatever overnights you want. Basically, whatever preferences you can select, that's how you bid. And then you get paired up based on who's, if I want day trips that get home before noon, that's what I bid for, and no red eyes. So that's what I bid for. And FOs that bid for the same thing, that's how we end up getting paired. And you don't always fly with the same guy, but a lot of times you probably, like for me personally, I've flown with the same, 5 or 6 FOs for the last month, just because we're all kind of bidding the same way, so you're kind of getting those same trips. It's just how it works out. Now, you can buddy bid, you can request to bid with somebody, and back in the old days of line bidding, you used to bid for an entire month schedule. So in that instance, you would fly with the same guy the entire month. So if you bid for line Alpha, which had this trip on this day, this trip on another day, this trip on another day, and it finished up with another trip, those 4 trips, you had the same crew for that whole month, and that was what you were flying. But now so that was line bidding. We call what we do now preferential bidding. So instead of bidding for an entire month, you bid for specific trips. Gives you a little bit more flexibility is really what it does. Do you ever fly with an FO you can't stand? Ryan, yeah, it happens. I don't know if Wingnut's still here, but can't stand that guy. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, no, it's happened for sure. Tips for flying with someone you don't get along with: just keep it strictly operational. Yes, Noxana. If you don't get along with someone, you can kind of tell pretty much right out of the gate that I'm probably not going to get along with this guy. Keep it operational. Don't stoke the fire. Don't stoke the fire. Just keep it operational. That's it. PBS, yeah, that's preferential bidding, PBS. Don't fall asleep talking about bidding. Speaking of bidding, chat, I need to bid. Man, that would be funny. I should do a live stream bid online live, so you guys can see how I bid. That would be funny. You can go crazy with preferential bidding because there are so many preferences. I mean, you can preference from the time the trip starts, the time the trip ends, what days of the month that trip operates on, how many hours of flying you're doing in Pacific. I mean, if you can name a preference, you probably have it. So you can go wild with your bids. Some guys spend hours on bidding, hours. I try to keep mine very simple. My bid, this is how I bid. Ready? Hopefully nobody senior in chat works at my airline is going to hear me. My number one, avoid. First thing I put on my bid, avoid red eyes. Second thing I put on my bid, I bid for Sundays off. Sundays off or any other days I need off in that month. My third preference is prefer day trips. That's it. Prefer day trips. So give me those, avoid red eyes, give me the days off I want, and give me all the day trips. And if you can't give me that, then I say, okay, instead of my mandated 4 days off after every trip, I'm going to waive that down to 3 days off every trip. So then the same thing. So it kind of cascades. And then if I can't get a schedule that way, I'll waive down to 2 days off after that trip, and then waive down to 1 day off. So then they can really start stacking trips on you. Let's not miss top of descent. I know, Sean. Am I wrong understanding talking about work like those? Wait, am I wrong in understanding that it can be detrimental if you get too specific? Yes. Mike want to know if you can showcase the textures. I think it is a perfect time to showcase the textures. Let's go ahead and do that because we are in sunset. It's time to do an aircraft check. So let's go ahead and get some lights on. It's going to get a little bit juicy here. We'll get our panel lights on. We are rocking the dirty textures. I haven't had time to get the clean ones. I will try the clean ones the next 747 flight we do. So we'll get some lights on here. Oh wow, look at that. And then the panel. So let's actually start with the base panel here. Look how good this panel is, y'all. Exclamation point texture in chat if you do want to check it out. This is actually good because I haven't seen it. We haven't flown the 747 at night yet. So as it gets darker, we'll see the lighting into effect. But you can really see the detail. Look at the wear on the yoke. Like right here. I mean, this yoke looks real. If you look down here on the footrest, the stirrups, texture work. I love this panel right here. Look at this. Just looks so clean. I mean clean as in good. Actually, it's the opposite of clean. It looks dirty, but it looks good. And then the overhead panel. Ooh, we're going to see I haven't even seen the overhead with lights yet, so I'll be very interested to see what this looks like when it gets completely dark up here. But I like the little scratches on this battery cover right here. You can tell guys flipping it up, scratching it. Man, we haven't had let's do a little jump seat. Can I move over here? Kind of. Yeah, there we go. We'll do a little jump seat view here. How about that? That is some juice right there. Kyle Longley coming in with, or I'm sorry, JP coming in with the 5 gifted memberships, man. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. If y'all pick one up from JP, make sure you say thank you to him. But absolutely awesome. Thank you, JP, for the support, my friend. Love around the FMC and radio panel. Looks like maintenance tried filling it with touch paint. Yeah. Look at the headrest too. I haven't even really looked back here. Oh, you can see down here. You can see just kind of everything wearing off. It looks like a really well used cockpit. That is for sure. I'm kind of stuck in here on the jump seat. So this is really the jump seat view, I guess, right here. Now, why can't I brighten this up under here? So that's that. That's that. I feel like there should be a light under here. I can't figure out where that light is. It's like it's dark here, but unless it's over on the FO side. Map light. We'll turn all the lights on bright, so as the sun sets, when we come back into the cockpit, we'll be like, whoa. Annual fam ride is coming up, Jason. Nice. The leather looks legit, doesn't it? Andrew Olson says, I rarely get the opportunity to see you live, so taking the opportunity to thank you for amazing content. Just curious, have you ever witnessed a UFO in many hours of flight? Andrew Olson, I appreciate that. Thank you. And appreciate you tuning in live. I know this is a kind of an off window for me to do a live stream, so I appreciate everybody that's here with me tonight. New viewers or viewers that typically don't join live, thank you for tuning in with me. Appreciate that, Andrew. Very kind. Yes, I have. I've seen some weird stuff. I'll save that story for the long haul. I have pseudo mini, not even story. Today I saw something weird, but it happened so fast. It might have just been like my eye or like a floater in my eye. I swear I saw something weird today coming back into Atlanta. Like it looked weird, but nothing like my first UFO story. Skyfall, the $20 super chat. Appreciate you. Skyfall, thank you so much for that. That is very kind of you, sir. He says, just finished my airline operation course, and boy, I didn't know the close relationship pilots have with dispatchers. On the grind for that 15 hundo. Skyfall. Again, thank you so much for that $20 super chat. Yes, we are close relationship with the dispatcher. I'm still trying to go get some beverages with my dispatch shift manager, Mr. Wrongside Sim. But I've texted him multiple times during operation, be like, hey man, can you give me what's going on with this? But even just not him, but dispatchers in general, communicate with them. I was communicating with one today specifically because the rides were so terrible. I was like, hey, can you tell the other dispatcher when we go back, maybe file us at like 20,000 feet because the weather is so bad, or the rides are so bad rather. Yeah, we can pass that forward, Captain, yada yada. So yeah, having a good working relationship with a dispatcher is always a good idea. Ali Sammy, 13 months of support. Thank you so much, my friend. Says, can't thank you enough for the great content. Ali Sammy, well, I can't thank you enough for the support. 13 months, cheers to you, sir. Rich Corinthian leather, says AJ. The leathers, I mean, does that not look like, I can smell this headrest. Everybody who's been in an airplane, anybody who's been in a cockpit, you could probably smell this headrest right here. Heck, if you've been in an old car, you could probably smell this headrest. I can smell it. When you can smell the textures, you know they're worth it. You know they're worth it. Wow, look at the sun setting over there. That's kind of a cool shot right there. Let's let that soak in for a minute. We really got to watch this sunset live here. This is going to be awesome. Steven, you've read my mind. You can smell the years of sweaty middle-aged man sweat back into the sheepskin covers. Old leather and Gina, good to see you, bud. Why do you not like red eyes? I'm assuming there are pilots who love red eyes. I don't know anybody who loves red eyes. I don't like red eyes, man. There's just, no, I don't like flying on the backside of the clock. It takes a day to recover, and the older I get, it's harder to recover. I mean, if I have to do one, I'll do one, but no, that's my number one avoid. I don't like flying in the middle of the night. I did that when I was flying freight. I don't want to do it anymore. Man, at 5 a.m. and sleepy, find the 7-4 behind me. Gregory, you're with me in the 7-5 or in the 7-4 behind us at 5 a.m. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Here, this turn is dedicated to Gregory. Look at that turn right there. Watch this roll out with the little zippy zapple wing flex. That wing flex is 10 for 10, zippy zapple. Oh, that is the juice. All right, here we go. More sunset sky colors. Oh, yeah, less purple for sure. Less purple for sure. Are you night current? Yes. Who are you, the FAA? Leave me alone. Get out of my chat. Ed E, what's up? Good to see you, man. When you could spell the textures. V1 2023. Yes. Do you like flying day or night? What's better? Ryan, I don't have a preference, honestly. I've kind of switched. So this month, other than today and other than Saturday, the rest of my trips this month are all PM turns. I was doing 5 a.m. report times, which for me, that's like a 2:45, sometimes 3 a.m. wake up call because of how far I live. I live about 50 minutes from the airport. So I was doing that for 2-3 months in a row, and I was starting to feel it. And right after Thanksgiving, I got sick and I had sinus issues. I'm like, I just need to sleep in more. So this month, I've kind of shifted to doing PM turns. I like them both. I really do. The benefit to PM turns in the wintertime is you probably don't have to de-ice as much. We've been pretty lucky this year so far, especially here in kind of in the southeast in Atlanta. There hasn't been too much de-icing in the morning yet. But if you get an airplane that was overnight and it got down into freezing temperatures, there's probably going to be frost on it, so you probably have to get sprayed in the morning. That's a downside to early morning flying in the wintertime, but I really have no preference. I like them both. The contrails at sunset remind me of the iconic B-36 scenes in Strategic Air Command. Wow. I didn't know you were that old, Wingnut. Jimmy Stewart movie. Strategic Air Command. I'm pretty sure my dad got that from Blockbuster. When was that? I gotta look this up. Strategic Air Command. 1955. I'm pretty sure my dad brought that home on Blockbuster Video. Pretty sure. I don't know, I like seeing this view and I like seeing the cons, but right now we're judging the sky color for sunset, so we're gonna keep it in this view for right now. And then I want to take, it'll be fun. We'll be able to look at the textures in the cockpit and everything from night, which I have not even seen yet. Complete darkness, so we'll take a look. What headset do I use in the Airbus? I use the one as Wingnut calls the one for the pores. It's basically the ship set. It's a Telex 750 or something. Today, though, I really wish I had some noise-canceling headphones because the turbulence was so bad, above 21,000. I mean, legit moderate turbulence. We went at 19 on the way back from New Orleans to Atlanta, and it was loud. I mean, it was a loud day. My ear, by the time we were on descent, man, my ears it's pretty loud. When you get up in the high 30s, the Airbus isn't all that loud. It's not a big deal. But you fly sub 20,000 feet at 330 knots, it's kind of loud. Be kind to rewind. Oh yeah, AJ. Blockbuster, what a difference. Oh yeah, Blockbuster, Hollywood Video. I legit feel bad for the generation that will never experience Friday night Blockbuster, Hollywood Video night. I remember the night that we discovered the super high-speed rewind on the VCR. So we used to always just double tap the rewind button. And when you double tap the rewind button, it would rewind. That was I thought that was the fastest it went. But it was slow enough to where you still saw the images on the screen, on the TV, when it was rewinding. So it still took, 10 minutes, depending on how long the movie was. And then one time, I triple-clicked the rewind button on accident. And it said, please, the screen went black. and it went to hyperspeed rewind, and it rewound. I can't remember what movie it was, within like a minute, less than a minute. And I was like, oh my goodness. That was awesome. Loud, 747 loud, we wear headsets whole time on the flight deck. Oof, yeah. The turboprop chaos, yeah, it felt like a turboprop for sure. Is VA speed even a thing on the airlines in the 320? What's VA? Oh, you mean maneuvering speed? Yes and no. Yes and no. We have a turbulent penetration speed. So similar concept. You know, getting G-loading and not being able to break the wings. So similar concept, Allie. We don't call it maneuvering speed, but very similar concept and similar principles behind it, behind the aerodynamics. The thing sounded like it was about to take off and rewind, yep. I remember browsing Blockbuster as a kid being one of my favorite things to do. I could spend hours in there, yep. Charlie Romeo, good to see you, sir. Late to the party, just in time for sunset. Just finished a PMDG-700 flight. Ooh, yeah. Clevelandia to St. Louis. Ooh, how was that headwind, Charlie Romeo? Welcome on board, my friend. We are taking a first look live. This is my first ever look live at a Sim Update 14 sunset. More orange. I'm seeing a lot more orange in this sunset right now. Pilots who went to Blockbusters also flew NDB approaches. Damn right we did Key 6. Flying freight, the only approach into the one of the airports, was it Sherman? I can't remember. Was a arc. It was a VOR arc to an NDB approach, which was a circle to land. Like 100% circle. It came in 90 degrees to the runway. I remember doing that. That was the first time I had icing in the, I think I was in the 99. Might have been a C90. No, it was unpressurized. It was a 99. First time I really experienced ice bridging, which is not a rumor. It's a real thing. I was flying an arc to join the NDB circle to land. Yep. And I remember distinctively thinking, no, this is not made up, I swear to you. Here I am at night, it's dark, it's freezing cold. I just used like windshield, I just used like AutoZone de-icer to defrost the door to the airplane so I could get in the airplane when I took off. And here I am, I'm on approach, I'm doing an arc to an NDB. So I'm on the arc, I blow the boots, and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a lot of ice on the wing, because it was pretty much clear ice. It wasn't even really, gosh, I'm drawing a blank. The milky one, whatever it's called, the rime ice. It wasn't even really rime. It was more of a clear ice, which is really dangerous. It's really heavy, and you can't see it. As soon as I popped the boots, it looked like a Krispy Kreme donut on my leading edge. Like I was like, oh wow. So I didn't even realize there was ice on it. And I see all the chunks flying off. And about a minute after that, I'm doing my twist 10, turn 10 on the arc, and I'm getting ready to join the NDB bearing 2. I'm just like, what am I doing with my life? I literally had that thought. I was like, what am I doing with my life? Here I am in this little rinky-dink airplane that was old 60 years ago, and I'm still flying it. And I was like, what am I doing with my life? Nobody cares about me. Nobody knows I'm here, like, except my dispatcher. I need to find a better job. I remember having that thought. And then immediately after that thought, I was like, what are you doing, dumbass? Get your head back inside the cockpit and fly the airplane before you freaking stall spin this thing. That was immediate, like, get back, stop daydreaming, get on it. You doing an arc to join an NDB bearing, you start drifting your mind a little bit, you can very easily get disoriented, very easily. Well, LA Center wants to talk to you. Perfect. I guess we're getting ready. I see the center's online. Excellent. Skyfall, thank you for the support. We need some prop streams. Skyfall, I'm on a heavy kick right now, but have no fear, Skyfall. We will be doing heavy stuff later. Oh, wow. Look at that, Chad. All right, chat. Should we get the 747 theme song? We're going to run through one song, the 747 theme song, because this might be the last 7-4 stream here until we do our long haul. So I think we have to do the theme song, and then we're going to get ready to talk to LA Center as we approach into Southern California. Let's get our theme song on, shall we? Look at that. Juice. Can I get some juicies in chat? If you're a member, get some juicies in chat. Whatever everybody just said, let's just run it to the top of the chat box. I want some juicies. That's so cool. Man, that wing flex is perfect. It looks just like the videos on YouTube. The juice is loose. Oh, Jeff. (7.4) is the undisputed queen, man. Look at that. That is just... You excited for the 748F? Heck yeah, Midwest Gamer. Contrails look too white. They look pretty bright right now, that's for sure. All right, the sun is gonna set. Do we watch it set from right here? I think we have to watch it set from right here. It's getting ready to go down. About to buy the 7.4 on P3D. Young cereal box. Before you do it, watch some YouTube videos of P3D and the 7.4 and you'll think twice. I legit almost did it yesterday too. I was like, I gotta go get the PMDG 7.4. Nope. Don't do it. Alex, I agree with you, man. Chaos now give us the 380. Does that make the 380 the king? I guess. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Oh, come on. Look at that. That's out of a commercial. This is a commercial for a Zobo. The sun's going to go behind the winglet, maybe? Nope. Watch the sun go behind the wing. Oh, my goodness. Where are my X-Plane 12 lovers at? Just kidding, I'm kidding, don't hate me. I'm just trolling. That was pretty dang cool, though. Scorpion, good to see you, man. The only thing uglier than a 380 is the two-seat area. The 380 is... It's so ugly, it's beautiful. It's so ugly, it's beautiful. Alright. 747 theme song has been completed. Let's go ahead and TOD's coming up here. LA Center is going to be on 3555. They're going to be calling us pretty soon. We're going to see some textures here as the sun falls. I'm going to start dimming things just a little bit. Oh yeah, and Chaos, you're right. We do have to watch the... What's outboard? What is that one dimming? Oh, outboard of that. We're going to have to do the clean cockpit. You're right. We got to do at least one clean cockpit texture video. Was it set lower altitude? What's the bottom of the arrival? Anybody know? I'm going to set 240 for right now. Am I in LA Center's airspace? Look at that. I agree, Midwest. We definitely need the 380. We definitely need it. I'm not going to say the 380 is better than the 7.4. I just can't do it. But when we get to 380, I think opinions will change. Where's your TOD at? I'm pretty sure we just flew over it. Now I'll compare this with the X-Plane 12 White Circle. You know what would be better? 742. AJ, I was looking, so AJ... I looked up the P3D 7.4 videos from P3D to see if it would be worth me reinstalling all that stuff. I decided against it. So then I rewatched the landing at Kitech we did in the Fila 742 to see if I was going to stream the 742 today. But it just, I mean, granted that was X-Plane 11. It just looked so tired, man. It looks so tired. LA Center, 3555. Let's go, chat. 3555, 0. Put them up top. We're at flight level 370.
2080, descending Ironman 2.
Oh, sunset.
That's 2080, Los Angeles Center, squawk 3545.
Oh, I like this guy. This guy's legit. You can see Earth shadows in the sky. It seems amazing. It is. Oh, we're in a turn.
That's squawk 3545, giant 180.
LA Center, good evening. Polar 357 Heavy. We're flight level 370. Just begun our descent on the Ironman 2.
Polar 357, Los Angeles Center, squawk 6664.
Ooh. Squawk 6664, Polar 357 Heavy. You must not like us. 666s.
And center Spirit Wings, 250, 10.
Step climb for a second sunset.
Spirit Wings 250, Los Angeles Center. Good evening. Proceed on course. Maintains level 270.
Yeah, Ali, Sammy, I'm very interested in the 380 because of its systems
Polar
complexity.
357, air contact 26 miles southeast of the Avenal VOR. Descend Ironman 2 arrival. LA altimeter 3003.
All right, 70 the Ironman 2, 3003 for Polar 357 Heavy. All right, Ironman 2.
Keep your speed up on the descent. I got traffic just behind you and a little bit lower.
Roger that. We'll fly the plane off Polar 357 Heavy. All right.
LA Center, Phenom 505.
Ironman 2, what's the bottom?
14,300, climbing through
Ironman 2, you can't see my charts right now, but I'm looking at it on the Navigraph thing here. I can't ever, I don't...
505 Sierra Bravo, is there a reason you didn't call for clearance from Las Vegas?
6,000 feet, it looks like a Gatto.
Unfortunately, we did not see till now that you were online, so sorry about that, 50 Bravo.
Okay, next time make sure you check before you...
all right, 6,000 is set.
Before you leave for the controllers that are online. Squawk 7721 for me, please.
Somebody didn't call. All right, let's dim down. Let's see these cockpit
American
lighting.
123, leaving Airspace East, radar service terminated. Frequency change approved. Albuquerque Center is all lines. Switch to advisory 122.8.
Where's my overhead? I think that's a little bit too... There we go. Cockpit.
2, United
breaker.
5227, leaving Airspace East, radar service terminated.
Windshield,
Frequency change
dome.
approved.
There we
Albuquerque
go.
Center is
Let's
all
turn the
lines.
dome down.
Switch to advisory 122.8.
952 unit good night.
There we go.
Spearwings 194, you back?
LA Spearwings 101, approaching spot 18, ready to taxi.
All right, we're on the descent. We're
Spearwings
keeping the speed
101,
up
thanks for the
for
spot number.
6,000.
Runway 1 right.
3152 is set.
Taxi via...
We don't need the weather radar. Let's
Delta.
put the terrain up.
Look, understand we're taxiing on 1 right via Delta.
Ooh, a little stutter there. Must be loading in the KLAX. All right.
LA Center, November 47, November Charlie, radio check.
Pilot's getting a number to call. Guys, I just want to say
contact SoCal approach
thank you
128.05
for hanging out with me this evening. I see a lot of familiar faces here, and I know a lot of you are up very, very late. So I appreciate you. Hit the like button for yourself if you haven't already. It's always nice to do kind of one of these off-time streams and still have a really good turnout. So I appreciate y'all for tuning in tonight. And if you're a first-time viewer of the channel, I invite you to subscribe.
I can't give you the
and stick around.
Tell you check on, please. Delta 2272.
This is the default 747. Douglas Phillips 747, and its working title has done a really great job with it. Really great job with it.
Maintain 290.
I like this. I like putting this panel almost dark and then having this panel lit up because it's basically everything you fly.
Slow to 2709.
Ooh, still on a 270 Polar 357 Heavy. All right, it's 270 K knots.
714, slow to 2709.
Clipper. Who's Clipper? Is a Clipper in the chat? All right, we're going to do auto brake 1. so we can pretend that we're super heavy and take a long time to
Radar
slow down.
contact
We
in
do auto brake
Ironman
1,
to
full reverse,
arrival.
flaps 30, VREF speed is 152. Let's pull up the checklist. Let's take a look here. Recall is checked. Auto brakes are 1. Landing data, VREF, and minimums are set. I didn't set minimums yet. Approach briefing completed. Approach
2080,
checklist. We'll
contact
get that
SoCal
here
approach
soon.
128.05.
Looks like SoCal approach will be on 2805. Let's put
Copy
that
there.
in standby.
Wings 194, welcome back. Maintain flight level 190. Try
Is
to
there a way
keep
you can
straight through,
simulate the
but you
fifth
jumped off
flight
way
five
too
flight
quick.
cancellations
Just
I had while trying to
maintain
fly to Orlando back in
190
September?
for now.
I've
descend
had a few
Angel for arrival.
cancellations for sure on Flight Sim. FMC, drag required. Uh-oh, we're not slowing down enough? Yeah, why aren't we slowing down? Speed brake. I'm slowing,
Yeah,
I'm
Springs
slowing.
194, we hit
We're
your top of
slowing.
descent. Start descending on the Angel 4 arrival.
Speed
the
brake out.
LA altimeter, correction, Ontario altimeter 300.
Glad to stumble into you. Thank you, Mr. Martini. Appreciate you. We haven't done an LA night landing. Now, this will be a real test.
That was
LAX
245 descend
on
to
VATSIM,
Pitbull
any
1 arrival.
KLAX, and I don't believe I turned down my settings. So this will be really
2317
interesting.
descend
here.
Angel 4 arrival, Ontario altimeter 3002.
When's the next podcast? Soon. I do suggest turning off all lights except integral lights at least once
After
just to
flight
see the effect
420,
of weather.
descend Angel 4 arrival,
Turn
Ontario
off
altimeter
all lights
3002.
except integral lights. Turn off all lights except integral lights. What are integral lights?
Alexander Delta 349, climbing out of 12,000 for flight level 370.
California 9, you on frequency?
Affirm.
California 9, contact SoCal 128.05.
2805.
Center Caravan 8227
Nope.
Charlie, coming off of a network issue. We're about 5 northwest of Fellows. Do you still have a flight plan off for us?
Oh, so the big knobs are integrals. Like that, Chaos?
Standby. Delta 349, Los Angeles Center, good
That?
afternoon. Climb maintain for level 370.
Pretty good.
Climb level
Especially on the
370
pedestal.
Delta 349.
Pedestal is my
8227
nemesis. I don't know where any of the lights are
Charlie.
here, but that does look good, though. Look at this
Your
pedestal
squawk
here.
code is 6724.
Oh, this is kind of a cool shot. You can see, like, FO's got his reading light on over here.
724 Caravan 27 Charlie, thanks.
Because he's got his reading light on while he's reading from his iPad. Because he's a boomer. Doesn't realize you don't need a backlight to see the iPad. And then over here it's dark.
1689, you are. I thought Oakland Center's going to come online. I was holding on to you, but it looks like he's not. Go ahead and switch me
Man,
back
look
to
at the
2220.
lights in LA. Say goodbye to frames as we get a little bit closer. This looks so real, though. Like, this color out here, chat, this looks really good. You can almost see the rays of light up
That's
here.
2521, Los Angeles Center squawk.
This looks really good. Going sterile while I'm below 180 and in the radio traffic. Roger that, Zippy. Do you kill your community folder before updating? Mr. Martini,
Polar
no, I
357,
did not.
right turn
Uh-oh.
230 for a resequence.
All right, right turn heading 230, Polar 357.
Mary
All right,
1938, squawk,
230.
6243.
Let me spin my heading bug around before I hit heading.
243,
And heading. Heading select.
Delta
230.
2272.
Selected.
Contact SoCal approach 128.05.
Command 05 Delta.
Oh yeah, frames tanked there when I spun the camera around.
Continued right turn heading 300.
Coming all the way around to 300 now, Polar 357 heading.
We'll bring you back in there.
Not a problem.
LL 473, contact SoCal approach.
All right, 300 on the
128.05.
heading. I love
Contact
this
SoCal
airplane.
approach
I want to go fly
128.05
some. Is Atlas hiring? Anybody got an in at Atlas?
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Delta
go
349,
I'm
can
gonna
you
go to
cruise
Atlas.
yet?
I'm gonna hit up my buddy Travis. He's over there flying 7.4s.
Delta 349, you
All right, we're out of
yeah.
18,000
Okay,
feet.
just
Hit
double
the
checking things.
magic barrel ref key. 3004 is set. Altimeters are set on the approach. We'll go ahead and hit normal. That leaves us with the
254,
landing
Papa
checklist.
Victor
270 on the knots.
300.
We need to get an altitude from this guy because he vectored us off, and we don't have an altitude to descend to.
Air wings 250, descend rounders 2 arrival, 1 left transition, Las Vegas altimeter 3000.
LA Center for Polar 357 Heavy. What altitude do you want us descending down to?
Just maintain 14000 for now.
Okay, we'll descend and maintain 14,000. Polar 357 Heavy. So when you get vectored off an RNAV like that, he should give you an altitude to descend to, because we were in the descent on the arrival. When you get vectored off, you're like, what do I do? So what we'll do here, we'll filch it. We'll flight level change 270 knots on a heading of 300 now, down to 14,000.
Alright, Greenwave 101, wind is variable at 3, runway 1 right at Bravo, clear for takeoff.
Proud 50s boomer, Al W. My man, cheers to you, dude. These aren't shots. I'm just.
What was the next waypoint that you had before I pulled you off?
Is that for us? Who was that for?
For Polar 357, what was your next waypoint on your FSP?
We've got running for Polar 357 Heavy.
Okay, thank you.
I think, right? I see running.
Polar 357, you can proceed now back to running and continue your descent. Ironman 2 arrival. Thanks for the help there.
Not a problem. Proceed direct running. We'll continue descent via the Ironman 2, Polar 357 Heavy. All right, we're going to spin it all the way around.
X-ray.
We're going to direct to run-in, so I think we do it this way, like
Heavy.
so. I'm going to wait for it to turn here a little bit more. We'll execute the turn, and then we can go ahead and set 6,000, and we'll VNAV it again, but I'm going to wait until we level here at 1.4 for a second, just to simplify things here. So let's let the turn commence. Let's let the turn finish, and then once we level at 1.4, I'll reset 6,000, and then we'll go back into VNAV. 69 Gen Z are here. Salute, GNR. Hell yeah, buddy. Hell yeah. I gotta take shots at everybody. You know, so I gotta disperse shots equally.
2551, radar contact 47 miles southeast of the Avenal VOR descent.
Because we all know what is it, Gen
3004.
So millennials and Gen Z and whatever's after that, like, it's too easy to take shots at them. Too easy. So we gotta
delete the cross restrictions.
If I don't take shots at everybody, then I'll have all the comments. Oh, you just hate on me.
Let me know if you're going to need like one turn around 360 to get you down lower.
All right, here's 14. We're out. So since we are back naving, I never hit LNAV. So I never hit LNAV because it's a Boeing. So let's redo this. Let's go run in, execute. Now we'll hit LNAV. Now we're LNAVing to run in. I'm going to dial in 6,000 feet for the altitude again, which is the bottom of the arrival. And then if I hit VNAV,
X-ray, what is your,
we should be
what's your
descending via VNAV, 6,000 feet. We are looking good. We're in an out constraint window here. If I put my data on the screen, which we are at 14, so please don't descend, airplane. That doesn't look like it is. Things are looking good.
Let's see, 45 seconds.
Thank you, Louis Moore. Yeah, I forgot the update on that.
Delta 245, negative. I can't give you star clearance. I can send you on your way, though. Radar service terminated. Position change approved. Oakland Center's offline. Switch to advisory.
Look at that wing. Should we turn the wing light early? Let's turn the wing light on early. For cinematic purposes, we're going to do logo light and a wing light.
Thanks for your help. Contact SoCal Approach 128.05. Have a good flight in.
Not a problem. 2805. You do the same, Polar 357. Well, he wouldn't be having a good flight, so that was kind of dumb of me. 128050.
Raider 895, thanks. Delta 1126, I'm at altitude, maintain 4,000.
Ooh, this guy's legit too. I like these controllers tonight. Everyone's sounding pretty good.
Central aircraft, Limburg, Gatus Golf, no current altitude 3007.
Is this approach? Yep. Approach, good evening. Polar 357 Heavy. We're at a 14,000, sending via the Ironman 2, information Sierra.
Polar 357 Heavy, SoCal approach, advise, or expect ILS from my 24 left approach.
We'll expect ILS 24 left for Polar 357 Heavy.
SoCal hello, JetBlue 1773, descending Angel 4, flight level 2.
All right, let's see.
JetBlue 1773, SoCal approach, cleared ILS from my 25 left.
Do you use the wing lights in real life or just walk arounds? Yes, Chemo, yes, we used walk around. We use, we use wing lights. Depends on the airline. Some are at 18, some are at 10,000 feet. In the U.S., though, the wing light is used frequently. I know in Europe, they don't let you use the wing light.
Direct gate, intersection Golf, Alpha, Alpha, Tango, Echo.
Unless you're inspecting for ice or whatever.
Negative,
right?
I will need progressive.
They're pretty. Europe has some weird lighting
Roger, turn left,
situations.
230.
What's the difference between Polar and Giant? Are both? Yes, they're both Atlas. Polar is like a subsidiary purchase of Giant. Actually, I take that back. I think we're flying Legacy Polar right now, Wingnut. I think as of now, I think everything is under the Giant umbrella. But I wanted this to be kind of Legacy Polar. That's why I'm going with the Polar call sign, the PAC.
2080 heavy, go ahead.
I could be wrong. I think right now in modern day, I think everything might be
2080
under
heavy, expect
giant
ILS
umbrella.
25 left approach.
Roger, 55.
Millennial represent. Heck yeah, Aviator Nick.
473.
Gen X is just boomers that don't like
Our
being
heading
called boomers.
selectors are currently malfunctioning. I will not be able to change to autopilot vector.
Okay, well, I can't. Unfortunately, there's no way I'm going to be able to get to the ILS approach, so I don't know if you want to maybe reset your sim and try it again, or is there a different airport I can get you to, or do you want to go VFR? I don't know.
Oh, there we go.
I'll go VFR.
There we go. PFD, ND,
Giant
dimming those
2080
down.
heavy, turn right heading 16.
All right, so we got to make sure we start down. It looks like we're, yeah, it looks like it's doing everything correctly here. Here's our VNAV profile.
That's going to maintain 2,600.
2,600 speed 210.
Polar DHL,
714, reduce speed to 210.
or Polar Bot DHL, something like that.
Correction, Clipper 714, reduce
Slowing
speed
at 250 knots
210.
now. We're slowing down. We'll help it out here with a little speed brake.
473, heading is 230.
And we're on the VNAV profile, so we're looking good. Ooh, we can see the LA approach lights. How cool is that?
Delta 1126, turn right, heading 230.
FMC message, drag required. I know, I already got the speed
Delta
brakes out.
1126, when you finish the turn, the airport will be 2 o'clock and 15 miles before the airport. So, looking for the field, Delta 1126.
These days, millennials are practically boomers. Flight sim guy, you're actually correct. I would agree with that statement.
Delta 2551, SoCal approach, expect ILS runway 24 left.
Tide Pods didn't exist when we were growing up, says Al.
Giant 2080 heavy, turn right heading 220, join the 25 left localizer.
The cloud underlighting, are you talking about this, like where I can see lights,
Hello,
the clouds being reflected,
210
the lights being reflected off the clouds?
210 knots, all 473.
I'm expecting at some point my frames to tank, but right now it's running pretty smooth for LA.
Clipper 714, just to maintain 4,000.
This is running pretty darn smooth for LA. All right, let's try to be realism mode. Stay in the
357 heavy,
cockpit.
reduce speed to 250.
We're doing 250 knots, Polar 357 heavy.
Polar 357 heavy, ready.
Yeah, we're doing 250 right now. I really want to request high speed, but we got to be fat. We got to be a little bit heavy for that. Okay, so we have to do one more 74 street.
194, SoCal approach.
We're going to have to take off out of LA. I've always wanted to do this. I want to request high-speed climb out. I want to do like 270 knots below 10,000 because we're so heavy. Is that a thing in the Dash 8? I don't know. I know in the 777,
Right, heading 250.
to go the mid-clean speed sometimes well above
2080
250.
heavy is 3 miles from GG.
Or at least
and
at
cleared ILS
250, so you
25
can't really go
left.
clean. You have to get a high-speed climb out.
Approach 2080 heavy. Giant 2080 heavy, contact LA Tower 120.95. 2095, thanks, sir.
What heading do you put in the box for when the data is variable, Kyle? If it's variable less than 5 knots, I just put 0 for 0 in there. I don't put anything in the box. All right, we're slowing at 240. We're getting ready to go through 10,000 feet. Let's go ahead and get all our lights on because I don't want to deal with this on approach. So we're just going to turn it all on right now. So all our lights are on.
Destination 4,000, all 473.
Delta 2272, turn right heading 160.
So my frames kind of drop when I try to slew the camera around, but other than that,
maintain 2,600.
this looks awesome.
Well, 473, map is showing us misaligned on runway.
This looks pretty awesome.
Okay, so are you able to fly the approach now, or do you need a visual?
Yeah, Kyle, that's what I figured. I figured it does
I'll
as well.
get back to you in a minute.
So we got to do a heavy takeoff out of LA and request a high-speed climb out. But we have to do it with that sim on.
Visual approach heading 260, allow 473.
What a time to be a simmer indeed. Let me get flight recorder up. You're going to want to see this.
Delta 1126, runway 31 left, cleared to land. The wind.
Imagine a Fila
is,
742 and
calm.
yes, Alex. I would.
Delta 2272, turn right heading 220, join the runway 24 left, localizer.
220, trying to localize.
Night lighting is looking
Well,
pretty good.
473, the airport is 11 o'clock and 20 miles report the airport today.
And honestly, like our frames are really solid right here. I think we have to go get our slats out. We're going at 210 here.
Polar 357 heavy, reduce speed to 210, that is going to maintain 4,000.
Slow to 210, then 4,000, Polar 357 heavy. All right,
Delta 2272, 6 miles
one.
from Studi, maintain
Slats are coming out. Look at that.
Look at 25 left approach.
Alright, 220 clear, let's 25 left approach, maintain 2,000.
All right, so he wants 210 specifically, so we'll click it, we'll dial in 210, and then he wants us down to 4,000, so I'm going to dial in 4, and we're going to flight level change it.
Well, 473, roger, cleared visual approach.
Flight level change 4,000, 210 knots.
Cleared visual approach,
Speed brake, that's
25
me. Speed
left,
brake
along
contracted.
473.
There we go, thank you. 210, we're flaps 1, and we're descending to 4,000. We're going below the vertical profile.
2272,
It's
you've
normal.
overshot the 2 left localizer, verify you're correcting to the right.
Yep, correcting.
Make good choices. Laura Breezy. Hey, shout out to the wife, Laura Breezy in chat for popping in here on our
Clipper 714, turn right heading 160.
late night stream. That was weird. I could see the map on the FO's ND. I want to zoom it out so it doesn't like take frames or whatever. Yeah, we need to go flaps 5. Let's go flaps 5 from this view.
Delta 2272, contact LA Tower 120.95.
2095, those 22.
Clipper 714, traffic 12 o'clock, 5 miles inbound for the
All right,
south.
I'm going sterile cockpit mode, chat. I'm going to really minimize watching the chat. I'm going to turn the sim up.
Clipper 714, additionally, the airport is off your right side about
And
1
I'm just
5
going
miles
to talk to
towards the
ATC
airport.
now. So I'm going sterile cockpit mode. Is that a traffic jam? That's my sterile cockpit mode. I'm pointing out traffic jams in LA. All right, shh. Sterile cockpit.
Clipper 714, turn right heading 220, clear visual approach, runway 24 left. Delta 1118, SoCal departure, radar contact, climb and maintain 13,000. Polar 357 heavy, descend and maintain 2,600.
Descend and maintain 2,600. Polar 357.
LL 473, contact LA Tower on 120.95.
120.95, LL 473, yeah, goodbye.
Yeah, I'll get the replay, chat. Wait till I turn base.
SoCal approach, Jet 99. Descending via the arrival.
What was that?
Who is that checking in?
WestJet 99.
What throttle hold, LNAV, flat level
WestJet
change.
99. I don't,
2,600. We're looking good.
You're
That
what-
pull up was
I don't have you listed.
That was a little
Have you
aggressive on the
talked to LA
descent.
Center
A
yet?
little aggressive on the descent. I apologize.
WestJet.
Back into speed mode. Here they come.
I came up from
2500.
Radio altimeters are live.
Map. I just went straight into the bridge.
Okay, stand by. Clipper 714, contact LA Tower on 120.95. JetBlue 1773, reduce speed to 210. JetBlue 1773, reduce speed to 210. JetBlue 1773, hello.
He got
Okay.
1773, go ahead.
JetBlue 1773, reduce speed to 210.
210 on the street, 1773, sorry about that.
Polar 357 heavy, turn right heading 160.
right turn 160, Polar 357 heavy.
Delta 2551, reduce speed to 210, then just going to maintain 2,600. WestJet 99, squawk 4737, and ident please.
477 and 98.
Delta 1118, climb via the SID and contact LA Center on 135.55. Delta 1118, climb via the SID and contact LA Center 135.55.
I definitely need to turn down my LOD, but it's actually not that bad.
Polar 357 heavy, turn right heading 220, and the airport will be 1 o'clock and 1 miles. Report to the airport inside.
Right turn 220, we'll board inside Polar 357 heavy.
Polar 5 X-ray heavy, SoCal approach, expect ILS runway 24 left approach.
Expect ILS 24 left approach.
I'm getting a hiccup every now and then, but I mean, my terrain for streaming right now at night, I should have turned this down, but I haven't, and it's actually really
radar
smooth.
contact, climb and maintain 1.
Every now and then we get that little micro stutter, but this is actually way
West 99 radar
improved over
contact through
30
30 miles north of Lindbergh.
We got any builds
Expect the
KLAX
Vista 2
10
arrival,
miles from us.
Vista 3 arrival, and expect the ILS runway 25 left approach.
Alright, airport's in sight, I can see it. Some traffic off the right as well. Alright, recording is going on. Airport inside, Polar 357 heavy.
Polar 357 heavy, clear visual approach, runway 24 left.
Clear visual approach, 24 left, Polar 357 heavy. Alright, let's go ahead and slow it up.
194, SoCal approach, cleared ILS, runway 25 left.
For the ILS.
Alright, glide slope is armed, Loke is armed, we're on a heading to intercept.
194 negative, 25 left.
24 left, 24 left.
Frontier Flight 420, SoCal approach, expect the ILS, correction, cleared for the ILS approach, runway 25 left, Frontier 420.
Localizers alive.
Delta 2317 to check in.
Dispatch Delta 2317.
Delta 2317, SoCal approach, cleared ILS, runway 24 left approach.
Cleared ILS 24 left approach.
JetBlue 1773,
Brake is
establish
on.
ILS.
There's our glide slope. Gear down.
JetBlue 1773, thank you.
150.
Polar 357, verify you're lining up for runway 24 left.
What are we on?
Delta 2551, just gonna maintain 2,600.
And negative, we just joined the final for 25 left, Polar 357 heavy. You want us to sidestep back to 24 left?
Polar 357 heavy, negative. Clear visual approach runway 24 left, correction. Clear visual approach runway 25 left and contact LA Tower 120.95.
Ouch. Alright, cleared visual approach. 25 left now, we'll contact Tower, Polar 357 heavy. Sorry about that. Alright, that's on us, chat. We just lined up with the wrong runway. That's why you have to have, that's why you should have checklists out. LA Tower is
1126,
2095.
taxi to the ramp, your discretion. Have a good day.
Or charts out anyway.
Delta 334.
We did not have any charts out. LA Tower, good evening. Polar 357 heavy, we're on visual, 25 left.
Polar 357 heavy, LA Tower. Joshua Journalist Marting Heavy 747 Marting, runway 25 left, clear to land.
Runway 25 left, go to land, Polar 357 heavy.
Leopard 714 Heavy. Alright, correction, Leopard 714 going to the left.
Autopilot's off.
Leopard 714.
Auto throttle is off.
Leopard 714 taxi via Echo to Terminal 6. Good night.
Alright, gear is down, flaps full, speed brake is armed. We are ready to go here. VREF +5.
LA Tower, hello,
+5.
JetBlue 1773, establish ILS, runway 25 left, approach
Give it a
3210.
little extra juice there. It seems pretty stable. It seems pretty happy.
73 LA Tower, Joshua Turbulence, arriving heavy 747, runway 25 left, clear to land.
500.
Clear to land, 25 left, got the traffic, 1773.
Southwest 1830 Tower, I'm holding short, runway 24 left.
Jeez, dude, my
Polar
ears.
357 Heavy, going around.
Going around, Polar 357 heavy. Alright, Toga.
Polar
Go around
357
flaps.
Heavy, flight runway heading for now, climb maintain 2000 at the shoreline, turn left heading 210.
Left turn 210. Climb and maintain, what was it, 3000? Polar 357 heavy?
Polar 357 Heavy, climb maintain 2000.
Climb and maintain 2000 on a heading of 210. Polar 357 heavy. Alright, 210 on the heading.
Polar 357 Heavy, contact zone approach 128.05.
Alright, order departure, Polar 357 heavy. There's 2,000 feet. Ooh, don't.
Southwest 1830 Tower, I'm holding short, runway 24 left.
I can't with that guy.
Southwest 1830, yep.
Auto throttle's on.
93080 Heavy, contact zone, got a mark, good night.
Good Command Dave, flight level change it, 2,000. Gosh, that guy's asking a lot of me. All right, we're thrust, heading select. We're coming back up to 2,000.
Southwest 18.
We're cleaned up. I need to go back to departure.
Copy.
Jeez, that's southwest, guy.
2551, 6 miles from Sudi, cleared ILS runway 24 left approach.
All right, I'm going to stop and save that recording.
Polar 357 heavy, SoCal departure, maintain 4,000 and fly present heading.
Come and maintain 4,000, present heading, Polar 357 heavy.
Giant 3080 heavy, SoCal departure, radar contact, say altitude leaving.
Flight level change. We're flying here at
Giant 3080 heavy,
knots,
thanks, climb and maintain 3000.
All right, I need to save this replay as 747.
Delta 2551, contact LA Tower on 120.95.
So that replay is saved.
Polar 357 heavy, expect vectors ILS runway 25 left.
All right, we'll expect vectors ILS 25 left, Polar 357 heavy. I mean, we deserve it. We lined up with the wrong freaking runway.
Climb and maintain 5,000, level 470.
Polar 5 X-ray heavy, turn right, heading 160.
I mean, the combination of Southwest blaring his ears, blaring my ears out, lining up on the wrong runway. I was thinking 25 left the whole time, chat. I never even looked at the box.
WestJet 99 departs Seal Beach, heading 360.
I never even looked at the box for the runway. Jeez.
WestJet 99 departs Seal Beach, heading 360. WestJet 99 after
1,000 to go.
After SLI,
I would speed up to 250 here, but there's no sense in speeding up when you're going away from the runways, going away from the
Polar
airport.
357 heavy, turn left, heading 070.
Left turn 070, Polar 357 heavy. So
Polar 5 X-ray heavy, turn right, heading 220.
No sense to
advise the
speed up
airport
when you're
said
flying
1
away.
o'clock and 13 miles.
So we'll keep the speed as is.
Can you repeat the heading?
220.
Right. That was stressful.
220 and advise when we see the airport below 5 exit.
Gear, flap, speed heading out to, then radios. Yeah. It was all of
473,
the
climb and
things.
maintain 5,000.
All of the things.
473, climb and maintain 5,000.
Delta 2317, traffic 12 o'clock.
We were all victims of the Southwest guy.
North
Never
complex
forget.
with a heavy Boeing 747 report traffic in sight.
Yes, we were all victims of that Southwest.
Delta 2317, follow the Boeing 747, cautioning turbulence.
Well, in an Airbus, the approach would have been
24 left.
visible on the ND. I know, that was true. I mean, I saw the runway here, too. I was thinking 25 left, and I was like, I don't want to mess with the box.
Polar 5 X-ray heavy, turn right, heading 270 to rejoin if you need, and
how does 15 hours of nothing but barren ocean without a soul in sight sound right now?
Polar 5 X-ray heavy, clear visual approach, runway 24 left.
Overall, go-around was okay. I got a little fast on the speed there. I was having a hard time mentally processing how to get out of go-around thrust. So I was like, I got to hit VNAV, right? Or VNAV. I got to change the speed mode. So self-critique on the go-around, I give myself a 7 out of 10. I couldn't figure out how to get the thrust out, but I did. It just took me a while. We didn't violate anything, but we might have floated a few boxes at that level off at 2,000 because we were Toga thrust 2,000 and then just pushed that nose forward. So there miit have been some 0G in the back.
WestJet 99, descend maintain.
Giant, yes, there was a go-around. And we just hit
knots.
300 likes. Oh, that's awesome. I was going to ask y'all if we could hit 300 likes for tonight's stream. I appreciate you.
Polar
Thank you for the
357, traffic 12 o'clock, 5 miles, same directions, and Airbus is 5,000.
traffic inside Polar 357. I appreciate the support. Let's go ahead and get the slats back out at 2. We're a little
Delta
bit
6567, runway 27, clear for takeoff. The wind is 220 at 6.
Go back to flaps 1. Can this fly missed approach? Yeah, Juan, it did it. Yeah, he gave me a heading on the... Oh, now my frames are starting to load up. I don't know, it's when I change views I notice it, but when I'm sitting up here, everything looks pretty darn good. It's when I shoot changing views. Yeah, he gave me a heading on that departure. It would have been much easier if he would have just said fly the miss, because then we could have just been LNAV, VNAV. But he gave me an immediate heading and altitude, so that's the most complex it gets, is heading, altitude, so you got to change the box, you got to change the...
Delta 2317, maintain 180 knots or greater until Sudi. Contact LA Tower at Sudi, 120.95.
Just baby powder in the back, nothing to worry about. Powdered sugar.
Polar 357 heavy, turn left, heading 080.
Left turn 080, Polar 357 heavy. Wait, what did he say? What was that heading again? Polar 357 heavy?
Polar 357 heading of 080.
Confirm left turn 080?
I'm sorry, I forgot how compasses work. Polar 357 turn left heading 060.
Right, left turn 060. We overshot it a tad. We're coming right back to the 060 now, Polar 357 heavy.
That's fine, my fault.
That's like, left turn? This is a 747 jumbo jet. We don't do 360s. Night lights realistic or too dim? What are you talking about? Outside? I think they look good outside right now. A little bit of haze over LA. I'm gonna come back a little bit. I feel like we're eating this Airbus up in front of us. Let's do 210 here. We'll go flaps 5. Yeah, freaking controller trying to give me a 360 here on downwind. Not a 172, sir. Alright, flaps 5. How's the gas tank doing? We have 31,000 pounds right now, GNR. The wrong runway situation is great demonstration on why single pilot airline is a bad idea. Yeah, 100%. I should have looked. I don't know why I did. I was too busy looking at the juice views. I was too busy pointing out traffic.
Polar 357 heavy,
on the
turn left
highway.
heading 010, descend and maintain 3,600.
All right, 010 on the heading 3,600. Polar 357 heavy. All right,
LL473, turn left heading 010.
010,
3,600. Fly level change. And we're heading select. LNAV is armed. I don't want it armed.
They're going to approach 0797, Charlie Kilo.
Delta 1127 cleared from the Palm Springs Airport to the Las Vegas Airport as filed. Climb and maintain 3000.
Yeah, I took a little extra, Gino.
Expect flight level, expect 17,000, 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequencies with me and squawk 5127.
Miranda, yeah, I definitely have a number to copy. But it'll give us a sick
LL473, descend and maintain 4,000.
I mean, that'll be a sweet
descend and maintain 4,000, LL473.
Go around
Polar 357 heavy, reduce speed to 170.
Just the one to 170, Polar 357 heavy.
Frontier flight 420, maintain 180 knots or greater until GG and contact LA Tower 120.95.
So that alarm right there, that's the thrust levers coming back to idle, right? Is that what that means?
Polar 357 heavy, the airport is 9 o'clock and 13 miles report the airport inside.
We got inside Polar 357 heavy.
Roger, all the turn shortly.
Roger.
Delta 1127, go to 3 back.
Flaps 20, right at ref.
3 back correct, expect 3 on left.
Alright, let's stop looking at views. Let's actually...
Polar 357 heavy, turn left, heading 280 and clear visual approach, only 25 left.
Left turn 280, clear visual approach, 25 left, Polar 357 heavy.
LL473, reduce speed to 170.
Alright, here we go. 280.
170, LL473.
WestJet 99, fly present,
cleared for the visual.
4,000.
Approach is armed, localizer is alive, glide slopes above us, we're looking good.
270.
Turn left, heading 270, LL473.
Delta 6567, radar contact, climb and maintain 13,000 and say altitude leaving.
We'll climb 13,000 at 6,000.
So I think...
Polar 357 heavy, contact LA Tower 120.95.
2095, Polar 357 heavy.
LL473, the airport is 11 o'clock and 19
Go ahead, put up.
Polar 5 X-ray heavy, welcome to Los Angeles. Taxi via Alpha Bravo, Quebec, Alpha.
We're on the visual. I'm going to set...
runway 25 right at Quebec.
Vertical speed, 3,000. We got to keep coming down so we can join the final. I think it's like 2,600. 2,600, final approach fix. We're vertical speeding down to join. Tower, good evening again. Polar 357 heavy on the visual, 25 left.
Polar 357 heavy, LA Tower. Traffic is on a 6-mile final. Runway 25 left, clear to land.
All right, 25 left, clear to land. Traffic inside, Polar 357 heavy. Vertical speed 1,000. Just trying to catch that localizer. There's our loc. going to catch up to the glide slope now. We'll go ahead and start reducing the final approach speed. 156 will give us a +5. Gear down.
November 554 Whiskey Mike LA Tower.
Recording it is on.
Go ahead.
554 Whiskey
Flaps
Mike.
25. Glide slope star. Config gear. They're coming down. All right, flaps 30. Let's set 2,000 in the go around in case we get another go around. We have 2,000 already set in the window. All right, radio altimeter is alive. We're a glide slope low. 2,000 is set. Speed is set. All right, Chad. Good thing I had a cappuccino because
Block 5157.
we're ready to roll. Speed brakes are on. Speed brakes are on. All right, autopilot's coming off.
Alright, Toyota Van Nuys Airport on departure.
Let's do this.
Los Angeles 320 radial Cano direct.
I'm going to leave the cameras off because I feel like that actually started to affect my performance when I turned on the landing cam here at night.
Mike, read back
A lot going on
runway 24 left.
for the old processor.
We'll expect 24 left, 5 taxi for which Mike.
It's basically just an arm cam anyway when we have yoke cam.
Southwest 1830.
I'm a little scared to turn the auto thrust off. Oh, this guy is still on the frequency.
1830 Arnap to Del Rey, runway 24 left.
Yeah, I'm leaving the auto thrust on.
Copy.
I gotta mute this guy.
4 left, clear for.
Alright.
Tower November 4
Yep,
Whiskey
replay's
Mike
on.
is at the landmark FCO with Sierra, ready for taxi 24 left.
4 Whiskey Mike, runway 24
Look at
left.
SoFi Stadium there off the nose. That's sweet.
Alpha
I feel like we're pretty
Papa
flat.
Echo.
I feel like are we
runway
fast?
25 left at Papa.
Via Alpha, Papa, Echo to 24 left.
We'll come back to 151 here. This is for science. We also need to get on the glide slope a little bit high. I'm going to descend down a little bit. Catch up to that glide slope.
4 Whiskey Mike, change of plan, runway 25 left, taxi via Alpha.
1,000 feet stable.
4 Whiskey Mike, any chance for inspection call?
Alright, let's go auto throttle
4
off.
Whiskey Mike, say again.
Any chance for intersection call?
My throttles.
4 Whiskey Mike, I can get you intersection golf departure and block 5157 in Moon Road.
5157.
Wow.
I can definitely tell we're pretty light because I added a little bit of thrust. Look how high we got. Definitely didn't need to do that. Correcting. This is good training though. This is where we're going to be landing after a long haul.
Copy, Southwest 1830. Contact departure. Thank you.
A little bit high correcting.
All
about a half dot high.
473 on final order runway 25 left.
500. We're stable. Sync at 9. Looking good.
Bravo 2 ramp 400. Right at hotel 5. Run your flight 420. Cross runway 25 right at hotel 5. Right via hotel 5 Bravo 2 ramp.
Oh, this is an
Roger, flight
illusion. I
420,
feel
LA
so
Tower.
high up, but I'm not.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Ooh, I think that was firm. I think that was firm, Chad. That's all right. Reverse green. I think that was firm.
Frontier Flight 420. Taxi, where are you parking today?
Let's get on the brakes hard, see if we can make this turn.
Took a right turn and I realized crossed the 25 right.
That's all right.
My apologies.
That was a wingnut landing right there. That was a wingnut landing right there.
Frontier Flight 420. Taxi via Bravo Charlie to the ramp. Good night.
It feels so weird landing this thing at night, I'm telling you. It's the sight
Polar
picture is so
357
different.
Heavy. Welcome to Los Angeles. Taxi via Alpha to the ramp. Good night.
Alpha to ramp, thanks for the ATC. Polar 357 Heavy, good night.
Polar 5 X-ray Heavy. Cross runway 25 right at Quebec.
Cross runway 25 right at Quebec. Polar 5.
Alright. We'll semi-clean it up here.
Los Angeles Tower, Delta.
We're going to leave the lights on for replay. We're going to go right to this parking spot right here.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll get to see the wing flap. Zippy Zapple, you're right. Okay, I'm going to stop this recording. Let's go ahead and park this bad boy. I bet you when we get off that some too, our frames will be a little bit better. This was an ultimate test, though, for Sim Update 14. I will say it's much more manageable than Sim Update 13 for me. Boxes don't bitch. Yeah, all right. Need that emoji. So maybe more cargo flying. All right, I can't see anything. All my lights are on. Ooh, that was a pretty good herp, though. All right. Oh, what is this?
199 LA Tower.
Spirit of 76. That's pretty cool.
On the rollout. No contact with him. Runway.
All right.
Left. Cleared to land.
Let's
Land, 25 left.
set the brake.
Traffic on. Roll out.
Reset this camera.
Well, 473, request progressive taxi, FBA.
Polarity is progressive. Alright, people are way out on final. I don't have enough time. It's already getting late, chat, so we're not going to do landing cam tonight.
Exiting right on
we're going to go, I'm going to try something. So I'm going to disconnect from Batson. Oh, look at that. The frames are definitely a little bit better now. Smooth out a little bit. Alright. Yeah. I mean, my LOD for my rig is way too far for streaming at night. I didn't think about this. I would have lowered it pre-stream. Look at that. I can see lights as far as I can go. That is pretty cool. And overall, that first approach, I feel like my rig did pretty good. I think after that go-around, this thing started to get a little bit more iffy on the frames. But overall, Sim Update 14, I'm pretty happy with. I definitely noticed some differences. It's not, would I say Sim Update 14 is game-changing? No, but I definitely can tell the differences. So, let's watch the replay. Let's watch the one we just landed first, and then we'll end it on the go-around because that'll be fun. So we're going to watch the landing. Let's watch this load in here for a second. And we'll be able to see some hard landing. I'm going to actually pause it, run it forward a little bit. So right about there, let the sim load in, let everything get all kosher. We'll get the speed brakes ready. Everything is good to go. Make sure the parking brake is off, which it is. All right, we're looking pretty good. Flaps config full, wing time, wing view. Here we go. Replay mode here. Sail off. Gonna be looking for the flap shake. We'll watch one at night, and then I'll wind the time back so we can see it more. But let's do a legit night landing replay here for a second. See if you can get in the zone. Pretend this is real life. Shh. Progressive taxi, is that a thing? Absolutely it is. Chaos, I can't believe you're still awake. Good night. Tower Ray, that was a wild approach, wasn't it? Glad you made it safe to the Delta gates. I love this airplane, Chad. I don't know what it is. I'm on some type of 7.4 kick right now. It's so fun to fly. Like, it's definitely challenging if you don't practice. I feel like I need to just go up and do some landings in this to really, especially night. I felt very disoriented on that short final approach. Like, the thrust, when I added power, the response was way more than I needed. Destabilized, then I had to descend back down, got a little off the center line. I just did not feel very comfortable at all on that final. I definitely need to go do some traffic pattern work. Looks like a TikTok video. All right, let's see if we get any shake here, if we can make it out at night, and then I'll wind the time back to like right at sunset. I can see that raked wingtip out there though. Ooh, I can see that. I feel like there was some turbulence too on arrival. All right, here we go. Oh, I don't know. Was that a 400? Let's wind it back a little bit. Let's turn the lights on a little bit here. Well, it's that dark, huh? Let's give us a little bit of light. There we go. This is the GPU cooker time right here. We got all the lights and skies on. Definitely gusting tonight. Yeah, thank you, Stephen Hayner. That is the right answer. See, Stephen Hayner's a great FO. Definitely gusty tonight, Captain. It was really gusty out there. Winds are like variable at 3. Oh, look at the effects from the flare. Oh, we're going to have to look at external view, chat. We're going to have to look at the external view here. There's the unload of the wing. That looked pretty cool. All right, did we get robbed? Let's go outside. Did we get robbed on this one? I'm going to turn it down a little bit so I can hear myself. I wonder if we got robbed. So let's put it here. That's cool. So you can see the effect when the AOA is being demanded. That's pretty cool. I might have to give us a little bit more light. We'll see here. Did we get robbed on this one? I mean, let me give us a little more light. I don't know. It was firm. I'm not saying this was a butter, but I don't know if that was a full 4 hundo. Let's see if we can, oh, geez, there we go. Let's see if we can see what's going on here. I'm arresting the descent. I feel like I arrested it right as we touched down and kind of flared into the ground. I don't know. I have a very strong case for self-defense. Bang on the center line, though. The center line looking good. Let's check our center line tracking here. So, oh, well, a little off. I thought I was good. Let's see. Touchdown. Just a hair off center line. I brought the nose down on the center line. All right. Not bad. It needs more suspension travel, indeed, Chaos. Honorary naval aviator. Alright, let's, we'll do one more, and then we're going to watch the go-around. The go-around's going to be, theoretically, should be awesome. I'm going to turn the sun all the way on. Turn the sun on. Jeez, I've been streaming too long. Let's turn the lights all the way up here. Let's see what's going on with this. Can DHL explain why my crap is... Look, I probably just broke my mini FCU. I'm the reason that my panel, my corner is bent on my mini FCU. I am the reason, right here. Someone stacked a box on top of my mini FCU, and then I did this landing right here. Ah. Solid 300. Or 450? Debatable. All right. We're going to get out of here, but watch this. This is going to be awesome. So I need to, hold on. I'm going to load. So I have to resume replay. And I got to stop replay. It's going to go crazy for a second. Load. Yes, I want to load. Go around LAX. All right, here we go. Let's let everything do its thing. I'm going to bring the sun back down. Let's pause it. Let's get back to sunset. And this ought to be good. So our go around, we make the turn. We're on the descent. We're final approach inbound. Here we go. 1,000 feet, stable. Let's pretend we're a passenger first. We'll do it from this view, and then the exterior view is going to be the most juice. The 10 seconds of flare, float, touchdown is the only time I miss X-Plane 11. I hear that, Wingnut. I hear that, man. Here's things breaking in the back, laughs in cargo pilot. Yeah, that reflection was pretty sweet on the nose, the horizon line. That was pretty cool. Alright. Shh, let's listen to this. Oh, look at that. Look at that effect. This might be one of the. This might be an epic of epic replays. Immediate left turnout. Climbing to 2,000. The external view of this is gonna be wild. All right. All right. I can't wait anymore. Pause. Bring it back. Let it load in. Let everything do its thing here. We're going to do it from the front view. From like, I don't know where from. Right here, I guess. That's fine. All right. Shh. Watch your ears. This is going to be juicy. I'm going to turn it up. That was awesome. Can I, hold on, I gotta wind it back far enough so the gear come down. I wish I could be in like, there we go. That was a low go around. That's pretty cool. That is pretty darn good. I wonder if I can do a tower replay. Hold on. Let me, I want to see it from the tower. Alright, drone follow mode off. Drone speed max. Let's watch it from the tower and then we're getting out of here. I gots to go. The fog inside the nacelles, though, AJ, I agree with you, man. That was pretty sweet. That was the best part, the fog inside the nacelles. Where's the tower? Is my tower not loaded in? Where's the tower at? Close enough to, like, right here, right? I don't know why my tower hasn't loaded in. All right, let's watch it from right here. I'm going to leave y'all with a replay or two on this one. I'm actually going to save this replay because this is pretty sweet. Thank you, everybody who tuned in tonight. I appreciate you. I hope you enjoyed this late night stream. A little more 747 action. Again, effects are in the description. The textures are in the description. If they're not there, they're in the Discord. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for the support, the donations, the memberships, the additional subscribers you guys made tonight. Well worth it. Until the next one, maybe tomorrow, maybe not, maybe Friday. Stay safe, stay healthy. I'm V1. See you.